Hello, everyone, and welcome to Division One Finals. It's a very hype match between BRE and RK. I am Gyrodos, and I am joined by the one and only Rookie. Welcome.
What's up,
And
everyone?
we have a match for you guys. These two guys have fought. These two teams have fought hard and long to get to this spot, and it's going to be an incredible match. If we could take a look at the lineups we have for BRE, LMDS, Saru, Starlo, Thomas, Toad, and Valer. And on the side of RK, Angel, Drac, Angel, Goody, Roberto, and Sebas. And we're going to be looking at Valer and Sebas POVs today. Rookie, how are you feeling about this match? What are your thoughts?
I think initially there's a lot of things you could say about this match. You got some really interesting storylines. Obviously, BRE just came off the Season 17 title. They're looking to repeat. We've seen a lot of dominant teams throughout the course of MKU history, but it has been a really long time since we've seen a perfect season, and that is on the line today for BRE. So, even winning 2-0 versus 2-1 it'd be an amazing achievement for them because it'd be, I believe, the first 14-0 season. I know WF in the past, completed some perfect regular seasons. Don't think that ever happened with the postseason included. So that'll be fun. And of course, RK. I mean, we've seen them in the MKU finals before. It's been a few seasons. I think everybody remembers the season 13 game 3 between them and World Friends Star. And it's been a while ago, but the DLC has kind of reinvigorated this team, and I'm kind of excited to see if they can rectify the very close loss that they had back in season 13. And I think what also needs to be considered is they almost won Summit also, so they're looking for that big ticket tournament win, and now's the time. So it'll be really interesting to see if they can get that win, and it will also be really interesting to see if BRE can pull off the perfect season.
And quick question before we start: Do you know if the Wave 2 tracks are allowed in this finals, or have
It's
they
not going
decided
to
not to?
happen.
Okay.
It's not going to happen. RK specifically messaged me to claim that they were not the ones at fault. It is indeed BRE. Wanted to go with what's familiar, which would make sense.
I understand.
You're flirting with perfection, right? So you want to go with what you're comfortable on. But yeah, there's a lot on the line here. I think for BRE, they feel that they've been the best team in the world with the current meta that's been consistent all season. And I think RK is one of those teams that has, they get almost boosted by the presence of the new. It makes them want to play the game more. So maybe they would actually have a slight advantage on that. So yeah, it's pretty understandable.
Has RK ever won an MKU season before? I know they've existed, in previous seasons in D1 specifically, but I'm not familiar.
So I would think that RK is one of those teams that really should kind of be the inspiration to a lot of the up and coming teams in the community. They initially started back on Mario Kart 7, back in the Prime League, and they were pretty low division team throughout the entire life of that game. Back then, Sliver was still leading the operation and all of that, and during 8U weren't really around, but Deluxe comes out, they start playing again, and they keep doing a little bit better than expected. And as soon as you know it, they're knocking on the door for Division 1 a few seasons in, and they've been off and on. Surely, I mean, we haven't really seen them before season 17 for a while. The DLC, like mentioned, kind of sparked that motivation for them to come back and play. But they've turned into a legitimate Division 1 contender, and that's why we're going to see them in the finals today. And to answer your question, they have not taken home the title yet, but they are a team the last 2 years that has gotten a lot of second places and is looking to finally get over the hump. But they're going to have their work cut out for them because they're facing the best of the best. I think Gyrodos is now on mute, so I will keep talking, I guess.
I'm back.
You're back? Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't know if you have any comments, but...
Sorry, I couldn't hear most of what you said.
It's okay. Pretty much in summary, RK has, kind of made that climb from, rags to riches. They have not won Division 1 yet, despite a lot of second-place appearances in many tournaments, a lot of prestigious events. So this will be their big opportunity,
Yeah.
And I think what's also interesting is, a lot of, you don't want to call it like a Super Bowl hangover, right? But like a lot of teams, they get to that finals and they have a hard-fought series, goes to 3 games, and just doesn't come out the way that they were expecting. And a lot of those teams, whether it be in Mario Kart Universal or really any sports, they, getting back to the big game is not a guarantee by any means. So this is a very good opportunity for them to, right or wrong. We saw recently in the Mario Kart Tour World Cup, Team Mexico, believe lost the finals back in 2020. Had a heartbreaking loss last year, and they were finally able to, in a sense, right that wrong. So these are kind of the narratives that we watch for. It'll be interesting to see if they can get over that hump. But, as I mentioned, this is going to be a tall task, and that is because this BRE lineup does not play around. They're bringing out the big guns today.
Yeah, and if I could comment on how BRE specifically played in their playoffs, like when they played high definition in the semis, it was relatively close. HD put up a very good fight, and I think RK has a lot of things going for them. They can contest the front, and they have incredible shock play, some of the best I've ever seen. So I would not be surprised at all if this is going to be a war of very big races, and probably going to a game 3 if I had to guess. It's much closer than I think a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, when it comes down to the keys of the game, I don't think that anybody's really contesting that BRE is the favorite here. They have a lot of the best players in the world, a lot of really elite front runners that are the best in the business at what they do. They have a lot of really solid inward bikers also. It is a nightmare to get them out of the front, and if you do, you're going to have to play incredibly solid if you want to prevent the comebacks, because they're incredibly good at, picking apart, the mismatches that go in their favor. Like, if you are up there alone with a bunch of them, you are not going to survive almost most of the time. It is almost a miracle when you do. With that being said, RK, I believe, is a team that is really good at muddying up, the situations that seem to be in your favor. They're really good at finding a way to make something out of nothing. One player in particular that I do want to shout out, and there's a lot of really solid players on that team. One of my personal favorite players in the community, Engel, with the E. Hard to pronounce his name, in my opinion, but there's an Angel, so that's kind of how we're going to differentiate. He's told me that he doesn't really care too much. Angel with an E. He is one of those players that I think does not get the recognition that he deserves in 66. He is just a complete nightmare to face. He is very good at hitting you. He is very good at it feels like he doesn't miss. So it's going to be really fun to see like what effect he can have on this match, because I think a lot of people see the RK lineup and they're like, oh, there's a lot of good runners in here. We got Angel, Goody, Sebas, and Roberto's another really well-known pack player who is one of those players that just wins in 6v6. I think a lot of people sleep on Angle and his potential impact.
By the way, is Angle the one with A, or are we using
E?
Angle for E? Okay.
We're going to go... I'm just going to say Angel for A. I know that there is specific pronunciations that may be more helpful, but to differentiate, I think that may be easiest for now. Anyways, so we're starting off on Water Park. I did not see the track selection screen, but I know that BRE likes this one a lot, especially for LMDS, Saru. Yeah, all the bikers and all of that. So, would not be surprised if we could, see them get off to a very good start. And I think that the Roys and DKs, I imagine, are those bikers.
Yep, LMDS is on Roy, and I believe
Saru most likely on DK. I didn't see, but that would not surprise me at all.
It is Saru. Yep, top 3 for BRE for right now.
Yeah, and this is how they get you early, right? They find a a running track, very good for their bikers. The rest of their lineup is very good at making something out of nothing. If you get them up front, it is a tall order to get them out. So blue does come in for Toad. This may be a good opportunity for Sebas to get up there, but a Shroom's not going to be what he wants right now. Leaves him quite vulnerable.
Yeah, and it does seem that the pack is very close right now, so anything could happen. These last couple of turns, including this boomerang.
This is a great item to have up here. I'm surprised he has not pulled the trigger yet. I don't know if he knows something. Looks like BRE almost stopping.
Ooh.
Now, that was very weird because LMDS seemingly stopped on his own, but he gets hit out with a red. We'll see who's coming up right here. It is Drac and Angel.
2, 3, 4.
So this is a 2 through 4. I don't think they're going to be able to get out first, even though Saru probably has a coin. We'll see. That may actually connect. It's going to connect.
Oh.
And that is going to be a top 3 right out of the gate for RK. Don't know what I was saying right there. That red was plenty of time. That is a top 4, 6, 7.
Wow.
Okay, Gyrodos, this is how it begins, right?
Oh my god, that was incredible. Like, again, you know, BRE, they had top 2, but it was not, you know, completely over them, even if they didn't get the shock, but that shock just gave them that, what, plus 36 or something? Like, that's insane.
I think you're right. I believe that is a plus 36. Now, we're going to have a lot of fun today, guys, from what I can tell. So, when you have these matches where the favorite is, you know, like when they go down and take a heavy blow early, that's a lot of times, like, when you see the best of the best, right? These are the matches that I would say are most interesting because it's like all right, we feel like they're going to have what it takes to come back, but are they? So, we'll see. Early lead for RK. Tell your friends, everyone. This could be a banger. Let's see.
Yeah, and I think the big thing,
this pick.
the big thing for BRE that race is just Saru decided to play a little risky at the end there. Instead of going for the double, which would have gave him protection for sure, guaranteed.
Absolutely.
Decided to go for the tight line and risk going a little bit faster, potentially to outrun the dodges, but he ended up getting punished severely for it. And
you're 100% right, Gyrodos, because he did have that space to go for that double without getting passed up, but could not live the red. And yeah, I think BRE did react a little bit to that shock. LMDS kind of dropping out, but he's in second. I don't know what he was expecting to get right there, but it may have been a little bit of panic. All right, immediate draft coming in from Sebas. This is a rough pick for RK, but we'll see how they are able to handle it. They're currently top 3, surviving the early wave, but we'll see what happens right here. Boomerang, bomb, firefighter, very common in this section. We'll see, but it looks pretty clean so far. Just Thomas up here for BRE.
Yeah, and Sebas already on 10 coins, so he's definitely in it to win it this race. And
yeah,
Thomas
it's tough to get here.
Gonna want to have to say something about it. Getting that extra trick as well, going to separate him a little bit further away from Thomas and giving Angle the room and space to take out Thomas, which he does, and now the top 2 for RK.
And BRE is backing hard right now. LMDS going for it. Had a bill. Looking over at Valer right here. He has double dodges. He's going to go into the first. Roberto's covered it with the star, though, so they're going to have to wait if they pulled it. Toad goes down. Who is in second right now? That's the question. Because it's all Angle again up
Blue
here.
is out, but it looks like that was a hold for RK.
Bob. He's got a form anyway.
Anyways.
Is Saru up here? I think Saru slipped in and got second. This is still going to be a pretty good race for RK coming in.
1, 3, 4 for RK. If not a top 4. 1, 3, 4. Nice race for them. I mean, when you get that track pick, when you are all the tops, you are so grateful to get a winning race.
Yeah.
Even if it's not nearly the magnitude that, you know, RK got the first race.
Yeah, that's definitely a victory for them. And at this point, you know, just taking the slight wins, like, you cannot be complaining right now. You already, you know, a lot of these wars are won with what I would say, you know, are your more explosive races. The ones where you get the plus 30s that, you know, account for a large majority of the gap in the wars. If you can get yours early like that, then all you kind of got to do is just hang steady for a bit. Slight wins, slight losses, those will do a lot to, you know, help you win in the long run. So, 44-point gap early is a little bit unexpected for RK to be, you know, up right now, but nonetheless, they've got it. in their possession.
I mean, like they showed in the first race, they still had plenty of front presence, despite the shock not even coming in. I imagine Sebas would have been able to take out second there. LMDS was probably dead with that boomerang, but the shock came in and it really gave them that huge race they needed, and now they're aiming to separate themselves a little bit more from BRE.
You don't have to take gigantic risks though right now, I would say. So, we'll see. Alright, Valer's going to get into the front for the first time. Now, Valer's a really fun perspective to watch from what I can tell. You know, you think of a lot of good, crazy moments. Incredible player, plays with motion on at all times, if I'm not mistaken.
That is true, yes. He is one of the best players in the world at avoiding items, and when you're in the front and you will not get hit, it is game over for the other team. It's just impossible to get you out.
Definitely one of those players that is just completely intimidating when up front. So Goody's gonna have to watch out here. Looks like BRE has, you know, kind of taken over. They were putting a lot of pressure. Okay, so Goody does get him out. That's gonna still be scary for him because, you know, he's alone up there. It's really hard to win those mismatches against BRE, but we'll see what happens.
I think taking first straight away is a good idea, even on this track with the with how long it is. You know, there's almost guaranteed to be a blue, but taking it over straight away is so good since there's so much tight space in the track that it's going to give you a lot of space in the long run when you can, you know, back everyone and take those moments that will really pay off in the long run. We do see 2-3 for BRE, 1-4 for RK, and
this is
red.
I feel like this is kind of tough for RK, even if they have one right now. I don't know, is Goody still out there? Blue is out. Oh, the shot comes in. That's going to get all of them off.
BRE.
Okay, Roberto's coming up. Sebas has a red. That's big.
Yeah,
They're
top
not even
two.
going to be able to pass him.
Truman first. You are all set if you are RK right now, and you just need to hope that there's no second shock.
That may have actually been a top 3 for BRE. I don't know if they got Goody out when they were off screen, but there was no hesitation in pulling the trigger there. But nonetheless, that's at least top 2 for RK. Yeah, Goody has been in the back now, so I don't know exactly what happened. I'm guessing
that's RK in last. Yeah, bottom 2.
Just came.
Top 3, 8, bottom 2. Still a big race for them, considering BRE looked to have at least 2-3, if not top 3. And my guess, I think I saw 3 BRE falling off. I would imagine.
Yeah, it was hefty, I think. I think that was Engel getting that shock right there. Sebas on 42 after 3 right now. The Chileans making their presence known early, from what I can tell. That was tough for BRE because it looked like they had pretty they had a pretty solid grasp on the front that race, even when, you know, it was just Goody up there. I saw their bikers were in the mid pack, walling RK out for the most part. But, you know, like you mentioned, one of the best teams at you know, pulling shock when needed, and just finding the right time to use it. Now, I was a little bit weird for me. I'm used to seeing, I'm used to seeing BRE, you know, cover, you know, all bases a little bit more than that. This will have to be a little bit of an adjustment. Usually, like when you play them, they have stars ready for times like that. So that was a little bit shocking to me that they were able to get away with such a relatively easy target shock, I want to say.
Yeah, it's a pretty obvious one, but it is very effective. And as you can tell, RK took advantage. Now playing a good runner in RWS, and they are going to take no time to insta-trail, take out one of BRE instantly. And now it's a matter of, okay, can Roberto break away? Can we get... Oh, now BRE 2-3. It looks like Sebas messed up a little bit.
He's going to get one
red is going to connect.
But I don't know if it actually did. But we'll see.
I think we have a 4 for RK.
Yeah, I think Valer should be... Oh, Roberto!
Incredible back by Roberto.
He doesn't care, dude. He doesn't care. He's like, yeah, you have a red. We've got the numbers. I'm backed up. I'm going to drop this in your face. And he got him. And that's... I don't even think Roberto knows how big that was, because, you know, he had the shroom also. So, perhaps could have shroomed up. Yeah, bottom 2 for BRE. Sebas gonna stay back.
Yes, Sebas is... gonna try and keep an eye on BRE and what business is going on back here. Gonna use a lot of rear view to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Valer stuck in the mid pack, and this is not looking good for him.
He doesn't have a dodge either. And here, the fire, that star is off the track. Okay, Sebas has shock. He may be spamming this immediately, like the second he can. If nobody goes into dodge right here.
Looks like
he's gotta use this soon. Look, I've played BRE enough. They need to just get a neutral shock out as soon as humanly possible. I think
right now would be a good time, but they just use another dodge.
Yeah, they're spacing it out. I mean, do you want to gamble and let Thomas get it? Do you want to give Thomas a chance to pull it right now? We've watched so many MKU matches. He's holding on to it. I assume they are top 2, but
I think if they want to use this, they have to use it after Thomas's.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh, they may have not noticed. We'll have to see. Valer was kind of alone. They've got to hold it, dude, but I don't know if they... Okay, he's out of the ghost right now.
Oh!
Here it comes.
Okay, that is a neutral shock.
Yeah, I think this is still top 2. They are lucky that they were able to hold on to this for so long with Thomas back there. Oh, watch out.
Even for Goody. Getting up
this is a top 4.
Top 4? Just...
Yo, what are we seeing right now?
Massive risk, but my goodness, it paid off. Look at that.
RK came to play today. Look at this. Top 5 in the standings through a GP. And, like, this is, like, the defending champions that you're up against right now. This isn't just...
It's not like RK's, playing... They're not, like, playing crazy out of their minds. They're just... They're getting up there, and they're using shocks effectively. It just seems like BRE is I don't know what it is. It feels like something's off.
Is this a 200-point GP? Oh no way! You can't just drop 200-point GPs on BRE, dude.
You can't. I mean,
what?
They just did. No
chill. It's like the first one in like months, I imagine. Like,
it might be the first one ever versus BRE.
I don't know. Now, I'm gonna say it right now. Also, like, this is like not like your. This is not like an average scrim lineup for BRE. Also, like this is like the death lineup. Like they've got all the big hitters in this one. So, I mean, if there's any team that is going to bring this back, I mean, we're looking at it, right?
I mean, yeah.
You can never get too comfortable. Like if this was any other team, I would probably be like, yeah, this game one's a wrap. But I mean, we've seen crazy with this team before. But something's going to have to change, like you mentioned. Like, they are just getting bullied right now. Again, immediately, Valer is just out. I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, I believe that BRE has what it takes. I mean, but that doesn't mean... that doesn't mean that's going to happen by any means right now. But, I mean, to start, they're going to have to... Good dodge from Sebas right there.
And legit, when I saw that wall dodge, I thought that was... I didn't think we switched over Sebas yet, but, I mean...
Yeah, that's a common Valer stuff right there.
That's just the small things that will really help you out in the long run. If he got redded there, probably was stuck in the back for the rest of the race, and that's what Valer is right now. He got greened early on in second, and now he's basically forcing himself to go for shock. I think LMDS is their only top spot.
Well, I don't know why you use the star, really. I think if you're that far back and you're stopping, you just got to take the increased odds, but it seems like he's still going forward.
2-4 for BRE, not bad, but star and 3 for Sebas.
Yeah, that's a problem. Oh my gosh, if I don't hit that banana. Just went right through. Yeah, so Saru's just going for it hard right now. Now, if they have... Okay, they don't have it, but that would have been crazy if they did. Is this... I don't see what's in second right now. It looks like...
I think RK's still in first.
A horn, maybe? Yeah, it's a horn right now. Now, it's possible that Roberto's got a horn. Oh, the green just collapsed.
That is definitely RK in first.
Yeah. Like I said with Angle, dude, he is, like, elite at delivering hits. Look at this! They just opened it. Is this top 3?
Slicing and dicing on BRE here.
Oh my god, dude. If they don't have it, this is just another big race. I think
Did Goody get the red dodge? No, not
I don't think he did. It is LMDS in third. They are throwing reds. Thomas is up here also.
My god,
there's triples.
What?
What is going on?
What?
Oh, there's no way. The Chileans are unbeatable. What?
Okay.
There's like There's like 5 of them. What? What?
I don't.
I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss for words right now.
My guess is what happened is
This is plot armor.
the 2 reds cracked on each other, but they also took out the green in the same frame, and then that red that was that skipped basically everyone was probably a red that came from the mid pack that was skipping everyone in the first place. So
I'm just surprised that those 2. Did they break on each other? I
think they broke on each other and hit the green on the same frame.
Yeah, that's what confused me, because it's like, wouldn't you expect the trail to be maintained in that situation?
Yeah, it's very weird how the lag works in this game. Like there's been times where I've backed a green on 2 reds going for me, and they just both crack. So I think sometimes
they were very close. Yeah.
I think it just depends on the lag in the situation. But I think if you're BRE, you had to space those out a little bit more. Like you can't afford to take those kind of risks at this stage.
The thing that Rogue was pointing out in chat may be worth considering here is like those reds were so close and so many that it's very likely that he took the hit on the opponent's screen, and that when they threw the red, it was not even targeting.
Got you. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense, at least for the last red.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we're at the point in this match 1 where it's like any even race is just a win for RK.
Yeah.
It's just straight up a win. Anyways, I think it's still... I know we've mentioned it many times at this point, but it is still crazy looking at the scoreboard right now.
Yeah, I still can't believe it, and I've been sitting here the whole time. This
wasn't in my notes before the beginning.
Yeah, I thought your script was a little bit different than this, but maybe I missed a couple things. You never know.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, if there's any team that's gonna bring it back, and it's not like they have to do it in this match either.
Did Staru just stop in second? What is? Did he DC maybe? I don't know why he suddenly stopped in second.
I don't know for certain. It's always possible, but
very weird. Okay.
I don't think the shock's in play yet, but obviously could be wrong on that.
We do see a 2-3 for BRE. Valer being in second is pretty huge for them now.
Yeah, he's gonna have to deal with Angle up front. See if he can do anything. Sebas just rolling for it right now. Might as well. Blue is out. We'll see what happens up on Valer's point of view.
I would not be surprised if BRE has the shock here after those triple shrooms from...
Does he have horn? Because I would be surprised that Angle's like not stopping. Yeah, but there's a red, so we'll see if he can break this coming up. This may be the
good
break
patience on Valer. If he threw that earlier, it would have been able...
This may just be RK's day.
Oh no!
It's out!
BRE got the shock off before RK could ever use it, and now this is looking very good for BRE.
Let's go back to Valer. See if he can hold on. Valer is out right now. I mean, we'll see. I mean, it's possible that RK had 2, but obviously when Sebas isn't using that shock, it's hard to think otherwise now. I can't really tell exactly what's going on right here.
I would imagine that's BRE in first at least.
I mean, we'll see.
1, 3, 4.
Good race for him, yeah.
7, 10, 12. That's not a huge race, but it's something to get something started. I mean,
yeah.
If you're BRE heading into these last, 6 races, it's got to be tough because you've only had losing races until that race. So it's gotta start bringing momentum for them. There's got to be something to build off of this.
So I think that while this is winning for them, this definitely isn't the pace they want, but it's also,
it's something to get them started.
Yeah, I mean, it helps. It doesn't eliminate them like a race loss kind of feels like at this point, but yeah, this is tough. Anyway, we are at the halfway point right now. BRE finally looking to establish some kind of momentum, I want to say, but, RK's, picking their course, I would say. They are big, CM fans, especially for those, mid to back spots, and they will be getting the pick, yeah. So we'll see if they can immediately push into the front again, but we will see.
The thing is about this track is that it's not too bad for first. Now that we got the Kusan slide, brand new tech.
Yes, I watched your video on it.
Yes, it was.
Just a comment on the music, of course, but yes.
I mean, if you're in first, that saves like 0.2, 0.3. It's really, really good, and it used to be,
I saw the
in my
bikers
opinion, more of
take
like,
the cut, by the way.
yeah, it looks like they're all up there now, but it used to be more of like, 2-4-5, 2-3-4-5
Ooh.
sort of track, but I think it's pretty good for first now, so I'm surprised RK picked it.
Yes, and what ended up happening here is BRE's had exactly what you want at the beginning of the course. I've seen a bunch of RK go down already. They may be having to go for the bull already. Oh my god, okay, pulled off the track. I forgot about the moving cars.
Yeah,
Technically, we are playing an updated version that we did not see all season, I guess, technically speaking.
yeah, I think we're gonna get a penalty for this track.
I kind of wish that he stopped rolled. That would have been funny.
At least a top 2 for BRE right now, and a lot of the mid spots are going to RK, but
Yeah, I don't know
you
if I
have
like that
Valer
for them.
with triple greens. Anything could happen here. He could take out all 3 of those RK members.
Yeah, well, Sebas is dodging, we know that, if there is one at least. Holding on to this ghost, followed by the star. Blue is out.
Looks like a top 3 for BRE. Top 3-6. And that blue is going to be a start for RK. I don't think they dodged it, so they really need a shock here. And it doesn't look like they have
Yeah.
it because Sebas just
Valor's covering. Yeah, the
Take
star also.
lots of BRE up
This
here.
is... Oh, here we go. This is... how...
Oh,
Toad's
no.
coming up also. He gets billed. This is how it starts. I don't know who's second right now. Maybe that is RK, but like if not, look at this. Look at this guy.
I mean, what is that?
The car kind of getting in the way right there. There's gonna be a lot of them did get hit. Starlo comes up at the end. Starlo kind of came up. I think this is gonna be the plus
1,
20
3,
race.
4, 6, 8, 9. Bottom 3 for RK. That is a huge race for BRE. Exactly what they needed. And I mean, it just seemed like BRE got the perfect beginning. They got the shrooms, they had the instant top 3, and they just kept it like normal BRE does. And it seems like they're back. Like they just needed a warm up, it looks like.
I mean, it certainly feels that way. I mean, realistically speaking, there's still a pretty hefty 60 or so point lead, 64 point lead maybe. But that's like the first race that we've seen in this match where it's kind of like, okay, this is one of those races that is going to have somewhat of an effect on, the result.
It also was the first race where BRE looked like themselves.
Yeah, we have a lot of neutral races per war. That's not good enough for them anymore because RK got theirs. So, I mean, that's the start of something. Now I know that they like PPS. They're gonna have to keep this rolling. If they can get this to like a 40-point gap with a GP left of play.
I think even 50 is doable with them, especially.
I think it makes RK sweat a little bit. But
I mean, they're
if
already
they're able,
I think at this point.
I mean, yeah, this is D1 finals, right? Like, this is when you want to execute.
Oh, and that red is going to be huge to take out LMDS already.
Yeah, Drak can...
up
He may be able to
Valer.
get defense up here. Sebas has a red. Sebas, yeah, he's going to have to... Oh, nice trail. That's going to really help keep them out first. Especially since that was a shroom in second right there. Now, I imagine somebody will be coming up to contest or challenge, but that makes it a lot easier.
1-3-4 it looks like for RK. Shroom for Valer,
Guti
so he's
Angel
gonna be able
over
to take
profile.
cut here.
Alright, Thomas is in first right now. That's a 2-3 for RK, but this is still very much a neutral pack. Not a lot has been established. This bot... Wait, is he going to throw this forward? I feel like he may consider taking the risk, but Thomas is...
I think it's
potentially
coming right
overtaken.
here.
I think Thomas got overtaken.
Not quite. There's a
But Thomas backed, forget who, Sebas, I think. So it's just Guti, I want to say, in first right now. And, oh, he got Roberto. That's really nice for him. I mean, if you're BRE right now, you just need Thomas to pull some reds, Valer to shroom up, and Toad's got the horn. That's how you do it. Oh, no, I just saw a bomb. Oh, no, that was Guti. So, oh, Valer's going to get him right here with the boomerang. We're going to have to see.
Yep, he does.
Guti smartly in the blind spot right now. And if he can pull a red when Valer isn't expecting, like, it's not a guarantee, but we'll see.
I think he did get hit out, though. I don't think he's up here anymore.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's top
Yeah,
three
you
for
may be
BRE.
right. Question is, does Arc? Oh my God, the banana on the ground.
That's so bad.
That's killer. Now imagine if I haven't seen all of Arc this race. If they are in 12th and have a shock, they could just potentially win the match right here. But will they? Is the question.
Okay, it doesn't.
They're
look like
holding
they
on to a
have
star
it.
very late right now. I don't think they have it. So with this being said, I mean, if BRE's only top 3, this could be a small win. And I think Engel may have actually gotten 3rd.
It might have been a top 2 only, and
Top
bottom
2
spots.
Ooh,
6, 8, 9. Okay, not bad. All things considered, it looked like it was turning into a disaster after Valer fell off, and what I thought BRE was hitting the Nana, but
yeah.
It turns out that top 2-6 is going to save them a little bit there. It could have been huge, but it's something you have to take if you're BRE.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, I would say that if you're RK, you're satisfied with that race result. Certainly not good, but it does inch them a little bit closer. But I think that anything that's like not, the plus 20 at this point, you can live with.
Yeah, you can average about what, plus 14 every race?
Yes.
Make this work if you're
So,
BRE.
Small losses are almost wins, I would say.
Yeah, but I think they need to be incredibly small at this point because BRE, like we saw, in these last couple of races, have made it work really, really well. And RK needs to either keep sending people back for shock and using them effectively like they have in that first 5 races, or they really need to push up and take out all the mid spots from BRE to try and give themselves a chance at the front. And Dolphin Shoals, a great drafter, great pick for RK. It's going to give them a lot of chances to get up to the front almost instantly, like I just talked about. 2-3-4 it looks like for RK.
Toad having red's huge though. It just completely walls them out unless they can get a snipe after the eel.
Sebas pulling triple greens. Oh, I thought he trailed Valer for a second, but not quite. Getting a banana instead, and a lot of BRE just not take it out. 1-3 for RK, and this is looking very good for RK. It's
we'll see. I mean, still kind of neutral. Yeah, he's out.
Wait,
things really gotta get established. This is a
no,
1-3.
the trail on his own teammate. That's not good. I mean, BRE 1-3 right now.
Oh, that's Sebas have. That's
you have
just
some
red,
of
okay.
the best.
Oh, watch out!
Oh, not quite.
It looked like it. Kind of want to look over at Sebas right now to see if he can get the red. There it is.
Seems like he gets it. Nope, not quite.
Yeah. I think he's just got a horn.
Yep, he's got a
Valer.
horn.
He couldn't get it out in time.
It's not good. If he took out Valer there, he had a big chance of getting first because
this is a commanding
double reds
lead for BRE. Sorry, it is just Sebas up here. The boomerang can do damage with 3 hits, but I'd be careful throwing it all too quickly with 4-5 right behind him. Starling Thomas are keeping the heat on him right now.
And Strim is not going to
Saru is in last also. So BRE looks like they have firm control of this race. If they can get a big one right here, they could just ruin this RK party just like that.
And this is not going to help out RK.
I think you gotta let the top 2 just be the top 2. At least try to get Starlo if you can. Survive, but he's not going to be able to. Oh, here comes the shotgun. You imagine that's probably RK with Angel. Oh no, he gets fired off. He's going for that motion. Can Angel ruin the top 2? I don't think.
Yep, top 2 for BRE still.
It's maybe huge actually.
Top 2-5.
Oh no, the bottom 3.
Wow, that is a huge race for Arcade. Like you said, I think that's an even race or just a +2, and that's big for Arcade. Those small losses or even races are really, really helping them. And with only 3 left, BRE have to pull something out of the hat, and it looked like they were going to do that the last race, but not quite, because RK were able to get that beloved shock.
Ties or wins right now.
And if you're RK, you just gotta hope and pray that BRE do not pull a BRE, because right now they're not looking like themselves. I don't know what it is. It just feels like they're not nearly as dominant as they usually are. And RK, credit to them, they are doing a fantastic job.
This is what good opponents do. They make you uncomfortable. They don't let you get away with the things that you're used to getting away with. And I think right here, BRE is starting to feel the pressure because time is running out. They're starting to think, okay, these races have to be plus 20s and plus 30s. And as a result of that, they're having more people running and less people, there to, counter a shock. So RK is going to take that to the bank every day of the week. If they can get that 1 or 2 people back there, not involved on the shock, then, well, BRE is just going to have to live with neutral races. They can run all they want, but this is the advantage of having the points lead.
That is a huge red for RK, taking out Valer instantly. Now BRE have to wonder, where are we going to get our top presence from? We see LMDS up in the front.
I mean, like I said, it's just like, you can't, RK's not letting them get comfortable at any point whatsoever. They're having to work and fight for every single inch right now. And even when they do, if they're just letting them get shock uncontested also, that's another thing that can just ruin potential wins for them.
Blue is out. It looks like it's going to take out an RK member. No, it was Starlo in first, it looks like. And
yeah.
Now we see a top 3 right now, for RK.
And now BRE kind of needs to pull shock if they want to win this war. Sorry, going wide right now. Oh my god, man, almost hit. He was looking back the entire duration of that throw. I can only imagine that BRE going for the shock, hoping to get some home field advantage right here. See a lot of people kind of slowing down near the last set right there. Boo is in play, and BRE does have it.
They do see it though, so it's going to be tough to...
Can RK pull it and use it first? That is the question right now. They are certainly aware that's in play. They will have an opportunity to potentially dodge. Drax and a Bill. You imagine Angel has some other stuff. Who's in last? That's a big question. They are in a Ghost.
Sebas,
I think they're going for after the set. Sebas getting rid it off.
That's a good idea. I think this is good. They fell off, and okay.
Oh, sorry, was a bum. He's gonna get punished. Oh, the Blue's coming in. Oh my god.
It was so wide to avoid it. Top
RK
2.
is still top 2.
RK. Wow. And what a play by RK. Just
oh my god. How did Valer get out of all of that at the end too? It's do or die time now for them.
First fell off, and then Sebas got redded, and top 2, 4, 5, 6.
Is that it?
No, not quite. I think it's still technically possible, but it's very, very close to over.
I don't know, man. That may be like... I don't want to say it's a plus 24. I think it's probably like a plus 20 or something, but we are looking at like pretty much calling it curtains for this game.
We're looking at game, set, match for RK, which is like incredible to be saying right now.
After race 10, yeah.
It's just, I don't know how they've been doing this well. I mean, you saw that was a BRE shock. It was just, they played so well around it that BRE just didn't get what they needed off of it. And I mean, credit to RK. They've been playing so well so far, and it is technically mathematically impossible to win off of
without an overtime period.
Overtime, yep. So BRE need 2 top 6s in order to get that, but it's not looking good, and I do not have any doubts that...
Oh no.
Oh,
this may not...
Yeah, this is over.
Interesting random coming out for BRE, actually. This may actually be what you want. A short track where you can potentially top 6, just a run, Don't worry about the shock.
It is what you want, but it's like such a...
Yeah,
it's impossible to get top 6 on this track. It's so hard.
I mean, we know the betting odds for like BRE in game 1 are like plus like 70,000 or something at this point, so like probably not getting this, but hey, I mean, this is the type of track that you want if you are wanting to win game 1, I guess. But I mean, we'll see. There's quite literally no margin for error.
Yeah, I mean, BRE already one of them taken out, so it's not looking good. They really need a huge comeback from this, and oh, that boomerang is going to be huge. Roberto taking out Valer from the front, and that's exactly what you need. And I mean, at this point, you've got to... I don't know if you should be going for shock at this point, because if you do get any bad spot, you just lose.
Yeah, you literally just can't. So I think RK is doing what they have to do,
Yeah.
really.
It looks like it's almost game over.
Just hit him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Valer
you got it.
being taken out. Looks like a lot of RK in the middle with dodges and shrooms to boot, so looks like 3, 4, 5 now. Top 2 at best.
I think they have.
BRE.
I guess they don't have second. Yeah.
And it's looking like game over at this point for BRE. You've got to think about the next match now. How do we take care of RK in there? And what they've just completely they outplayed BRE this match 100%.
Yeah.
It wasn't even close.
It was not even particularly close. Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh yeah, RK just pulled a bunch of shocks and they made it really, really easy. Okay, top 2, 4, 5, 6. That's a good race, but a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I think what you mentioned there is like you talk about BRE just not being themselves, and I think we're used to watching them dominate up front every single war they play, almost, especially
almost
like
every single race.
in MKU. That was just not happening here. They had maybe 1 or 2 races where they were very definitively just up front with all the presence in the world. I think only one of them they really got away with, like RK, not countering with a shock or like neutralizing it in some way. They're just not able to get those victories in that way right now. So they're gonna have to find a way to, manage the upper pack, especially on these lap 1. Oh, yo, can we get pinball, please?
Yo,
Let's go! All right, I'm rooting for BRE next match. We're getting Waluigi pinball on cast. Let's go!
this is awesome.
Now this will be a -20 if you want to be like that and not care and all that. Yeah, I'm glad, man. This is what I signed up for right here. This is a bonus.
And look at that sexy combo right in front of us. I mean, look, awesome cushion tires. And if you don't know, Snowland, brand new Wave 2 track, only track in the entire game that uses cushion tires for a world record. So
let's go Snowland. I think everybody's still so surprised that course came back. I think like everybody chalked up Vanilla Lake just being in the bag. It's like, nope, we're gonna have the GBA tracks taken over instead.
I'm glad. I would not like Vanilla Lake, but we have Luigi pinball. Let's focus on what's happening over here.
Hey, Thomas, early world record holder on. I don't think he's fighting for. Maybe he is. I don't remember for sure, but definitely capable up here. I think this is a really funny track because right now we're still seeing D1 level players like running into pinballs and stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Very funny course in my opinion. Very good runner too if you can get up there, I think.
It's also such a long track that there's almost always guaranteed to be 2 blues and almost always guaranteed to be a shock because, as you see right now, first is completely gone.
Yeah.
And that's not going to change.
Triple Shrooms in second.
Okay.
Sebas maybe.
Well, I maybe spoke a little bit too soon, but you get what I mean. It's a very long track. A lot of things could happen. The longest track in the game by 20 seconds, which is.
I mean, we just saw Toad get blued and Sebas pull Triple Shrooms in second.
Yeah.
And Toad is still first after the blue, so very good runner, I would say. Yeah, now we know about that glider and how much gliders like this disagree with 8D as a concept. I'm not gonna lie, I can definitely see the difference between the comfortability of the Wave 1 and the Wave 2 track so far. Maybe we're catching everybody on a bad day. There's TS. Oh, it's taking him back, which is probably faster than taking him forward in this game. Look at that blue. Angle's gonna dodge that. Another top 3 for RK. Doing a little bit of victory lap, having some fun on the new courses. I really wanted to talk about, what's going on in Game 2, but I'm just too excited by pinball right now. Thank you, BRE, for giving us this gift.
I mean,
it was really good, too. Everybody's talking about, the course quality and all of that, so.
Yeah, it looks awesome. This is one of the best looking tracks in the game, and
I just love all the colors and all that. It's very pretty.
It's ported from Tour, which is. Nope. There you go. Goodbye, Sebas.
Oh, watch out!
Oh my. I mean, it's gonna be so fun to look at this in like next MKU season.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine there's gonna be some very funny and great races on this track, so I cannot wait.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of really silly strategies I think you can come up with, like the paths that you can see, like a lot of paths are like above other ones, and like all the bumpers can do some funny things with items, I think. So that'll for sure be interesting. Anyways, hang tight, everyone. I think this is going to be a very anticipated game too. Now, I want to not have us write out our former champions just yet. I know RK had a very good first match, about as good as you can write up for sure. But remember, I think a lot of people thought, oh yeah, a lot of predictions were like, oh yeah, I could definitely see BRE taking this 2-0 and stuff. And if you believe that, they can still do a 2-0 in the next 2 matches and take this tournament. The perfect season is off the board. Don't know if we're ever going to see that, but I mean, we'll have to wait another season at least to find out. But this is going to be an interesting one because I know RK has been in a lot of finals before. Not sure how often they've taken the first game of these series. So
yeah, especially since most of their opponents are very dominant in their respective div. So
I feel like RK is a game 2 team though, historically. So that will be kind of interesting to see if the dynamic changes, the urgency and all of that. I don't expect any lineups to change because I think BRE is like, just run it back. They think that they're surely better because they think they're better than everybody and nobody's proven them wrong up to this point. But on RK's perspective, it's like, well, I mean, we just beat up the best team in the league with this lineup. Why would we change?
Yeah, I think it's way more likely that BRE switches something up, and it might be just one player, but that one player can make a world of a difference because BRE, like we've talked about, not looking like themselves, and if they're gonna make this comeback, they need to make some sort of change, and whether that's through the lineup or whether that's through how they play and take every single race, they need to do something different. You can't just play the exact same way you did this game 1 and expect to get away with a win.
Mm-hmm. So, do you have any prediction? I think we are going to have somewhat of a casting change. I don't know if you'll be on or not, but we'll find out.
All right.
You got a prediction for us?
I mean, I would have said 2-1 BRE, an hour ago, but
you gonna stick with it?
It's
still possible.
It's so hard to say that now with how it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna say 2-1 BRE, but I would. It's way more expected now than I would. Than I would have said for RK to take this even 2-0. So it's been a great time with you guys. I think I am out for this next match, but I might be here for game 3. So stay tuned, everyone. We're gonna be back in 7 minutes, and we'll see you then.
See you all after the break. Welcome back, everybody. Got game 2 on the way. I'm Rookie, and I'm returning. I'm joined by Alex.
Hello, everybody.
So, Alex, I know you just got in.
Yeah.
I think everybody was kind of expecting the BRE victory right here, going for, it was the pursuit of perfection, the 14-0 season, and after game 1, it is very much 12-1, looking to go 13-1. So, very interesting dynamic that you've walked into right here, where maybe the underdog has the early lead. I don't know how much of that last match you caught, but you have any
not a single minute of it.
thoughts? Okay, I can inform you in a little bit then, but if you have any comments, go ahead. Okay. Gyrodos was saying BRE not really, playing as expected. I think a lot of times, like when you win so much in such a short period of time, the expectation is almost unfair in a sense. It's always, oh well, they'll win. They're the current best team. That's what they'll do. But we're not seeing that so far. We're seeing RK seemingly dominate both up front and in the back. BRE has gotten a few group runs going, but not nearly as much as you would expect. Doesn't seem like they're landing as many hits as usual, and it doesn't feel like they've been truly comfortable at any point in this war so far. So it's been a very interesting dynamic up to this point in time. And we'll have to see if RK is able to continue it. But, if there's any team that's going to, again, completely flip the script, I would say it is our champion team, BRE.
Well, BRE, I don't see them as the sort of team to, lose 2 matches in a row. Like that's just not you look at the players on that roster and you just think wins. Like,
yes.
They're not the sort of team. Like I'm not criticizing RK whatsoever. They have obviously shown they have a incredible roster. Like you look at those players and those are just like top of the top. But the BRE players are very like a lot of those players were on the incredibly dominant World Friend roster that just stomped D1 for years.
Yes.
So
I think we got so very used to just, having this French dynasty team that just feels unbeatable. And a lot, like you mentioned, a lot of those players, Starlo, Thomas, Valer, they're all a part of that. And they just kind of gelled. And we got in the habit of just not seeing them lose for a while. And I know we're a few seasons removed from that. And this team right here is looking like one of the closest things resembling that team. But they've only won one title. They're looking for the repeat. I mean, if they lose to RK right here, I mean, RK's got similar achievement at this point. It'd be one title apiece. One more recent than the other. It could really start a rivalry that, maybe the community wasn't exactly expecting.
Yeah, I mean, a rivalry at the top end is, I feel like, what a lot of people would like to see. Especially, again, when it's contesting a team that is so used to winning and seeing kind of newer face to the top end take that, like, give them that sort of pressure to, retain their title or win it back if it goes their way. And I think BRE, this match, like, it wouldn't surprise me if they play it kind of safe and play to kind of what they're used to doing, but at the same time, if they play it like they did last match, then they are just not going to win again.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some sense of urgency coming out of the gate here. A lot of times, teams can get complacent when experiencing success so often and so frequently, and I worry for them in that regard, if they're going to be able to maintain it. But, a lot of times, losing and pressure can sometimes bring the best out of, your champion level teams, where they kind of think, all right, it's now or never. We got to act. We got to pull it out. They may, change a few of their actions, play a little bit less risky, maybe even focus, lean up in the gamer chair, if you will. I mean, this is the time.
Adjusting forward, for that one crucial moment going into lap 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, one exchange can completely change everything. I think what you're wanting to see from them is just, at least like a pretty close opening race or so. Just, kind of get them in the, all right, we lost GP1 really badly last war. That was it, though. We don't really have to, we don't have to feel like we're playing from behind the whole time. If you can just get on that even playing field, then surely the confidence can, just come back. But they have to get that, I think. And that can be tough, right?
Yeah. But then, again, I feel like finals is just the time where one blowout can be followed, like, instantly by another one going the other way. Like, I feel like we've seen quite a few finals this season where it's gone to... going to a match 3 says a lot about, like, the evenness of the teams, at least.
Yeah.
Obviously... What was the scoreline for the first match?
It was over after race 10. That's all I really focus on right here. This is a playoff setting where, plus minus is not the end-all be-all. With that being said, RK was up 80, so technically wasn't, over yet, but I think BRE had a good race and then a bad race after that. So it was not like RK just scraping by, just getting a win that maybe they weren't supposed to or anything. Like, it was a statement victory. So, again, you're asking BRE to not just, recover from maybe, like, a match where they felt like they played better. It's like, no, this is going to quite literally be, you guys gotta, get it together and wake up, right? Not to, be harsh and stuff, because, they've proven that they're, great. So I think, but when you say wake up and stuff, it's like, guys, you can do better than this, and I think they think that too. I think they expect to do better as well. It's just they're not going to have that, buffer anymore.
And you see as well, it's top of D1. Like, these teams have shown throughout the course of, 12 matches at least up to this point, that they are, like, better than the rest. And these two are, like, essentially the last two teams remaining. Which means that, like, statistically speaking, they should be on an even playing field. So seeing you expect to either see two close matches, and obviously a third game, or you expect to see if one team can blow the other out, then like it will go the other way.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're expecting as an audience, probably. And I think the teams have the mentality of the fact that, we've seen in previous seasons that it can absolutely go either way. But just because we lose one match, okay, we can win the next two. And I'm hoping, for the sake of this not being a double blowout, that BRE do have that mentality, which they will have built up over years and years of playing with one another.
Yeah.
So they should absolutely be able to fight. But again, as you mentioned earlier about RK not getting complacent with a victory here.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be the deciding factor. Yeah.
Anyways, we're going into match 2 in just a second. RK did have the hosting advantage this time, but does not get their track pick. So, again, the small victories for BRE, they're going to have to take to the bank, right? I think if you're them, you want to just see that early statement where they can just get a front run going and take it to the bank. But RK in that first match, the story was they just did not let them really feel comfortable or established at any point in that war. So if they can keep doing that, I mean, I think if you're RK, you hear like, all right, it's going to be like 450 to 450 going into the last race. They'd take that. That's just one race to win it all. I think they want to be in that situation, but maybe they have some newfound confidence. So we'll see.
We see an early lead for a couple of the BRE players. Yeah, it's top three as of now, with Guti getting taken out, I think.
Or not.
Nope,
No, it appears not.
He doesn't get touched at all. That's still a top two, and fire goes for Valer here. So this is obviously a pretty well-known staple pick for a lot of French teams, especially at the higher level.
Historically speaking, for sure.
Yeah, and we see BRE very commanding early on, like Valer getting up there instantly, and Toad kind of just running in first the entire time as well.
The
question is, can RK get the shock? Yes, it did take out there, but it immediately comes back up.
Yeah, this is I mean, I don't even know what RK is going to dodge with. Maybe Drac has got something behind, or Angel, but okay.
Oh, it is a BRE shock, though, in hand.
I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that RK hasn't pulled anything of their own yet, but, if Goody comes out of this bill, okay. Goody immediately gets into that star.
Yeah.
That is a good shock, I would say, for BRE. They're just going to get right into that glide right there. Probably cruise to a top 3 at least. They're going to have to hope that everybody can survive the journey, though.
I mean, Shrooms here from Sebas is a pretty good pull, but the triple res from his teammate next to him goes up all the way to 5th, and we see two RK members directly ahead.
Yeah, that's that's pretty much even. Yeah,
that is very even. But 135 for BRE, they managed to just keep first. I think I did see Toad maintaining first throughout the whole race.
Yeah, so I think right there we were so hyper fixated on Valer and the shock and all that kind of stuff that we didn't even consider, the fact that a lot of RK having to slide into dodges right as that started. So again, I mean, it's a little bit surprising because that shock appeared to get a lot of BRE into the glider, and perhaps they were, perhaps the reason why it would be used there for RK would just be, oh, well, we know Valer's holding this shock right now. He's going to get them into glider and won't let us, potentially target shock. So I think maybe the thought process there is just, okay, let's just dodge what we can early. We know that shock's going to come here anyway, so let's go for this. And ends up, that's kind of a salvage for RK, I would say, because BRE finally looking like they, had that established run that they were, kind of seeking the entirety of match one.
And that's, like, again, it's a pretty solid start. Obviously, with that shock being used to displace them from top spots, does kind of, like, hurt a little bit, but obviously a good rate, like, a decent race to start a war is never, a negative. So, and I think BRE hopefully will be using that momentum they got from that race to just keep building on the lead. But speaking of momentum and building on it, that's just absolutely not going to happen with this pick.
Well, you never know. RK actually did do precisely that in the first war. It was race 2 in that war as well. They had just gotten a plus 36 to start things off. Got a plus 8 win on Trainbow. So we'll see if that continues. But Drac has immediately taken over the front. So we'll see if he'll be able to hold on to that in this upcoming chaotic section that we all know and hate.
Does look like quite a few bottom spots for RK right now, but we do see a couple of BRE, so things pretty mixed throughout the whole pack.
Angle and mid pack is kind of huge, I think. He is somebody that is really good at destruction up in the middle pack.
I like that wording a lot.
I mean, he's very good at just like finding his spots and getting exactly the other team without, team killing in the process. And it looks like BRE is actually holding on to things up front right now. Drac, who was immediately in first, is out now, and a lot of RK are back here. Until just recently, it seems Toad, Saru are now back here as well. This is very chaotic. I mean,
Sebas can make up so much
bomb
here. Oh, but the bomb takes him off the edge!
Yep.
Aren't going to do anything in that situation. We see a lot of BRE in the mid to high spots.
They can just
4, 5, 6 right now.
Survive, right? I think it's just Roberto up here. I'm not certain. RK could have snuck first. I don't know who it would have been. I was thinking maybe it is Goody, but I didn't have the conviction.
Race.
I didn't have the
think that's a
conviction to say
positive race for BRE.
Yeah,
that's 2, 4, 5, 6. I think 8, 10 for BRE.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, again, they held like a lot of the mid spots throughout the whole race. It seemed.
Yeah, for sure.
Backs were always kind of mixed. So what's this clip for? Let's see what happened to Valer. Oh, never mind.
Nope, not there yet.
Interesting Coconut Mall pick. See, I don't know. I have a burning hatred for Coconut Mall, so
you a hater? That's crazy.
I'm very much a hater.
No, I think RK kind of sees this as their signature course in a sense, but BRE played pretty well on it for the first set, so we'll see if this goes a little bit better.
From my understanding, it is quite good for first, so yeah, first can run it, but obviously that's not going to matter because of Caster's Curse. We do see Dolphin Shoals, which is going to be infinitely beneficial to the 3 BRE players starting in 4, 5, 6. Especially if Valer can get into a top 2 spot early on, being one of the faster players on the team probably, especially on Biddy as well on this track.
Yeah, I mean, so far I would say that this is definitely more, I guess, expected, this game too. Pretty close, reasonable first 2 races, where anybody can have the lead after the race.
Yeah, close, but with BRE winning, I think that's the general consensus of what's gonna go on.
I know they wanted to, just completely demolish them and all of that, but RK is a really tough team to get everything at once against. So I think they're just gonna have to be patient, keep stacking some small wins if they can get them, and being able to win in multiple ways is what the best teams do. So maybe that will happen here. Now, a lot of BRE was in the back initially, I think. Some of them since then have come up, but it's an interesting show so far because, usually this is like one of those tracks where, okay, there's bill spots and all of that, and, a lot of people like to get shocks, but nobody really went to the back until Valer just now. So I think both teams are kind of operating under... He may troll him with the horn right here.
Oh, that is brilliant.
See the front row seat of that. But, yeah, until our streamers really went back here, I think both teams were operating on the consensus that there was no shock in play. So now we're kind of dipping back a little bit. Now it's a 2-on-2. Blue is coming up for RK. Maybe that was just to BRE, just wanting to get rid of it. I doubt it, but it's possible. Now they're bottom 2. I don't think Thomas had anything. Sebas is going to be able to catch up quite a bit with this bill, actually. So they're in what I think is a pretty good position if this bill's, going to take them up front and have a star on top of it.
It's also a very distant bottom two as well.
Yeah.
We see Sebas chaining the star instantly and dodging.
Now, that may have been a BRE shock. Now, LMDS did dodge. Valer's now billing up, but they did get into a bill immediately after it. This is a top two still. I think you may want to consider, letting him stay ahead just so. Oh, he could troll with the screen right now. I think he's going to. He goes for it. I don't think he hits it, but it is a top two. I like the selfless play, though, for Sebas right there. Be like, okay, want to make sure that Drac doesn't get redded. Another pretty neutral race, and this has been a fun one so far.
That's a good salvage for BRE, considering they did take up a lot of the bottom spots for the majority of that race. And you saw how far back their bottom two was, and to see RK actually get bottom two that race is very, very good comeback there from BRE.
My thought is that it was probably a BRE shock, but it's actually kind of difficult to tell with multiple dodges. You could go the TS route, but maybe you also believe that you're just going to chain reds potentially on Drac there. And I think they saw, the bill ending and thought, okay, maybe now we pull the trigger. Just unfortunately for them, there's another dodge item right behind for Sebas.
Yeah, very, very efficient play with dodges there from Sebas.
And that's the thing about D1 also, is like a lot of teams, like to, chalk up winning and losing races just to shock RNG and all that kind of stuff. But I think that's a little bit disingenuous. There's a lot of ways to counter a shock, and the best teams are never going to make it easy, even if you do have what's widely considered game-breaking item. Interestingly enough, early in the first war, there was another Ninja Hideaway race that RK did get top 3 on, where they kind of just target shocked a lot of we rarely see that. They ended up target shocking a lot of BRE off on lap 3 though, which was kind of unexpected because usually there's a lot of dodges at that point, but there just wasn't. So hopefully there's no repeat of that for BRE's sake, but we're gonna just have to find out if they make any adjustments. But so far, good run for Sebas. Angel right behind. And Roberto kind of up there also. Red may have taken Angel out, but hey, this is still, top 2 early on. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the back this time.
Well, we're getting to see that from Valer. I'm not sure who's currently in 12th. We don't get to see that. But yeah.
It may be RK unless they have... Oh, no, it wasn't. So...
Oh.
Yeah, they're going to have triple odds back here for BRE, and think there was some spinning out up front. That may have just been some general lag on the cut and all that. Saru is now in second. I don't know if Sebas is still up there. It looks like he is, but is defenseless right now, so he's going to have to be careful. Blue is out now. I don't think he has a way to hit this. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he got him right there. I think he's just going to drive unless he wants to stop at the last second, but doesn't appear he will. Saru is now taking first, and he is surrounded. Uh-oh. Thomas is right behind him with triple greens. I don't know if he's held on. It's going to be a plot. Oh! Valer off also. And Thomas just making quick work of his back.
See, Angel, sorry. I forget how to pronounce it.
Is there a shocking play again? Doesn't look like it. There's a red going after him. He's off the course. Yeah. Who's in second is the big question here. Valer's now coming up. This could be a top 5. No, it was Drac. So this is a top 3-5 right now for BRE. This is how they put, the stamp on the match. Well. Toad's coming up. Oh my gosh, I think Angel's the only one up here now. Red's coming in.
Valer gets taken out, and that's going to be just the end of his race.
Not ideal. That's still bottom spots for RK. So,
bottom
wow.
3.
Top 4, 8, 9.
8-9. Incredible race from BRE. I mean, we saw at the start, it looked to be going the complete opposite way with RK making their way to first instantly, with a shroom as well, nonetheless. But a lot of pressure from the BRE members, and subsequently the blue came in as well. There's just it was made very difficult for Sebas to keep first there.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to win those mismatches against BRE, and that was kind of the example right there. He was alone, got redded out because they had the team support behind second. Immediately, we found out that Thomas It's got triple greens behind. Not going to win that battle a lot. And that was that race that they had been looking for so long. And now RK's got to be sitting back thinking like, all right, we won game 1. Did we awaken the beast? Is this their time to shine now? Is there any way we can prevent this from going to a third game? Answer could be maybe, but no. The adjustments seem to have been made. We're playing a little bit less risky, I think. Seeing that BRE did have, the dodges there and kind of came up accordingly at the end when the threat of a shock was gone. So good stuff to them. Get your big races when they come to you, pretty much. Don't force it. And I feel like they were trying to force it the entire last match, and RK was just matching and finding neutral races.
Yeah, I mean, this track obviously kind of flips everything completely. It's pointless having all of BRE running this. Although that being said, there are quite a lot of them up here. It looks like a top 3 for them right now.
I mean, it'll be 2 and 2 in the back, and right there.
Ooh, Roberto does get taken out, and
it
is Sebas in second.
Yeah. The inward bikers for BRE are staying in the bottom 4 right now, keeping an eye on things, likely trying to get a shock of their own. We'll see what happens up here. Sebas and Valer now are streamers again, kind of the opposite of that Dolphin Shoals race, kind of giving us the frontal perspective. He may shroom up here just to get like a better angle, but shock does come in. And Saru dodged, so I'm going to guess that Waluigi in third is on BRE. Could be a red opportunity right here, though.
Yeah,
he's gonna immediately,
good decision to spam that at him.
Yeah, now
but BRE taking first again.
Oh, those got ghosted. Can he do it again? We'll see.
He does pull the red.
Oh, no way. He's just immediately launching again. He gets Toad out now that the greens are gone. Quite unlucky for Toad. Can he hold on to this? I mean, I think he's gone up front right now. With them in 2-3. Another shock comes in. Angle's up here. I think that was Saru's shock because he dodged the first one. I didn't see anybody else end, but I think Sebas is going to hold on. Angle's up here, gets past.
Saru is coming up and looks like he will get second.
Yeah.
Impossible to tell the spots.
The freaking Reds. Alright, that's going to be a slight win for RK. Not a lot, but, given the circumstances, you can't really complain right there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be a little bit annoyed if I was on.
I
keep nearly calling them world friend just out of habit. BRE.
Yeah, very different team.
At that point, losing an RMC race with 2 shocks. That's not a very. It's not a very common occurrence.
Look, I'm just gonna say it. Throwing the Reds immediately, like after getting it, knowing the other team is in third, is a bold move, and it worked twice. And it's just like he can't keep getting away with it, but he did. He got first.
Well,
so
if you look at it like numerically, I guess like taking out first is a very huge.
I mean, yes, but it's like if you're not going to get first. It is pretty risky. With that being said, just no Reds came for him, so I guess Angle came up at the end, maybe provide a little bit of pressure, but unfortunately for him, got passed up by the Dodgers. Well,
yeah.
I mean, we don't know for sure it was BRE shocks, but it certainly looked like it based on Saru's activity on the minimap. Shout out to our bikers today for using DK and really giving us a little bit of an idea about what's happening on the back. You can't always expect that in these Division 1 casts, so very much appreciated, guys.
I'm very much a fan of character variety, even if they do have the same stats. We have a DK following right in second. Very familiar face, a monkey on a bike on Coconut Mall.
Yeah.
Wonder where I know that from.
Uh-oh, Sebas is in the wall. So let's take a look over at Valer right here. Roberto does get the early lead in double, so he should be able to trail. He does end up getting the hit. Oh no, he's going to get redded out. LMDS followed him with the red up top. Really good stuff from BRE to split the pass right there, and they're going to get the top 2. I mean, top 3, top 4, top 5 maybe? I think that is top 5, and RK has got to be panicking right now. Better not be top 6 if they want to win. We'll see.
Surely we'll see a BRE face back here, but we have 3 people all hard bagging.
I mean, at this point, you're just hoping that, maybe Sebas can dodge the shock, and that he can pull first.
Interesting to note, the Sebas was actually holding his ghost behind a shroom. Maybe we will see an RK Shock soon enough.
I mean, he doesn't need to do that. Like, he's not going to get his item stolen. He's holding the ghost, so might as well. Yeah, there you go. Get 2 dodges. Already in the first one. Now, if RK can pull it, I think we're going to see it probably pretty soon. The moment of truth is going to come in a second here. Toad goes into a star expecting it, maybe. We're going to find out when Toad gets out of the star if they got it. I'm not sure if they did. It looks like they did not, actually. So now Drax up here. Okay, they are 4 through 6 right now. This is still quite good for BRE, having the top 3 just out of here. And, I mean, this is what you just need, right? You're up a solid amount. Just keep it going. Not much to worry about right now. Valer, of course, not even turned on motion stuff. That's an easy top 3. Blue is held from LMDS. And Saru's on the way up right now, getting 7 for 8th, I want to say. Shock comes up again, not going to change anything. And I mean, pressure is a amount.
Those were just desperate measures right there from RK. Like, we saw them at the start of lap 2 going for it.
4 through 7 is actually huge. If like they actually want to take them to, because if they got any of those spots, BRE, like, man, this gets really tough to come back from. But I want to say it's still doable.
Oh, but it's always doable. Mathematically possible means it's doable. But again, if you're RK here, then I don't know. I would be pretty worried for them at this point, since they are having to go for going for shock like that. Obviously, it's a good play to do it as early as they did. Like, that will be effective if it works out. But having to do that in a race is kind of, well, I'm trying to think of the word. It is a very desperate action. And maybe BRE can take advantage of that, because it looks like RK may be slightly cracking at this point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hard to just consistently, pressure and beat this team for so long. And it was very impressive that they were able to get that win. I mean, if in 2 hours we're sitting here congratulating BRE for winning their 2nd consecutive title, I mean, it's still a hell of a job from RK to even get the game, right? Prevent perfection. And, I mean, as much as I want to say that this community is had pretty dominant, favorites for a while now, haven't had a perfect season in quite a bit of time, so that's kind of cool.
All right, I mean, perfect season regardless.
Sebas is first.
Incredible, but especially at the top level of gameplay, seeing a team this consistently solid.
This guy driving
it's a very rare occurrence.
That's a great example of using your rear view to its best right there. This man was looking back, doing the drift strategies, saw the red coming, that skipped his teammate, and was able to block it. Going for the red, and Thomas got the horn. A bit of a mess up here.
Valer at the back. Yeah. Red side of Valer on Wiggler as well.
Yeah. I mean, RWS may have considered the tracks. Wants to be a hybrid player. I think maybe we should look at Sebas again up front. I think BRE does have control of the top right now, but it is interesting to see them also in bottom 2. Yeah, Drac getting rid of these bananas right now, doesn't want to accidentally hit. I think they are 4 through 8. Valer's now holding the blue, which is probably going to net him a bad spot, but maybe he won't get hit back here. Nobody's surrounding him, 10 coins. He can maybe catch up and use this at the end. And BRE is just using their horns for offense, but unfortunately for them, it's not going to hit. Thomas is out of first, actually. I'm thinking about these numbers right now, and something's not adding up. I think Roberto may actually be first, which I was not expecting at all.
Well, that's 3 to bottom 4 right now for RK.
Roberto may be in second, then. No, Thomas is back here also. I mean, I thought Thomas was the one running, which is crazy. Now, I'm surprised that he actually held that shroom right there. I guess they want to do the element of surprise. Maybe he thinks that it won't cost him that much. We'll see, though. Red's coming in, Something happened
that doesn't work out.
I don't know what to expect up here, but I think they may have... This could have actually been good for RK. I don't know for sure, but... Yeah, 136. So
no, that's again very mixed. I feel like we're only seeing BRE winning races, or very tight races, which you can't complain about if you're BRE. That's what you need to win the match at this point.
Now, here's the interesting thing: is Valer had to hold that blue for a non-first place. And that's just kind of what happens sometimes on these courses where, people get really big leads. And they get these big leads pretty much, but they just get red at the end because, nobody's hitting the guys in second and third also. So I was a little surprised to see Thomas right there. Last time we had saw him, he was in first using the horn, but I guess a few people came up. And would you look at that? It seems that Roberto was actually up there the entire time, probably got the race winning red, which is actually going to prevent, BRE from extending the lead at all. I think it was another neutral and tied race.
That was a 0-point deficit of a race.
So
we see a very interesting pick from RK, but it does go BRE's favor.
Look, they need to get the shock, to be honest. That's what I'm thinking here.
Yeah. Like you said last match, it was RK dominating both the front and the back.
It does not seem like that. Now, it seems like RK is doing a decent job at least salvaging these races, but that's not enough right now. No, it's really interesting. It's interesting to see Valer's approach so far this war. He has just been excessively bagging from what I can tell. The thing is, it's working out for them compared to the last match.
I mean, obviously, it always helps to have at least one or two people, at the very least, keeping an eye on the back situation.
Yeah, but
again, I alluded to it earlier.
It happen more naturally, right? Than somebody just choosing every race. It feels like.
I don't know. It's more
maybe just getting hit early.
Valer kind of taking top spots and holding them. That's kind of the role that he's accustomed to, if anything.
I mean, look at this lineup. You can win in really any way you want. All right, Sebas waiting. Think they want to get shock. I think they're thinking at this point, it's like, hey, we may need it for one of these big races right here. We're doing a really good job, keeping it manageable, but
Engel is doing a little bit of trolling. That could indicate that we see RK top spots for the most part. Blue comes in, but we can't tell who it's going for.
Yeah, I don't know for sure either. Drac is up there. These greens could actually have a huge impact if he's able to shroom up.
Drac and Roberto both up there.
This is a top three.
It's a top three.
I mean, they think he's taking cut. He may actually consider going offensive. Here he goes. They were a little bit
race is in Valer's hands. He's going to be able to take the cut.
He missed all of them, though.
But he takes first, and that's going to be very crucial. Until Blue comes out, he's keeping this.
No, I think they got hit off the rebound, actually. Because, he has just got in a bunch of space right now. Yeah, that's a teammate in second. The question is Shock in play? We're going to find out in just a second. Doesn't appear. Look at this motion. He is gone. He is out of here.
That is beautiful.
Blue was being held, apparently. And look at that. Did not even
looks like a top two. With LMDS coming in what looks like fourth. That's another huge race for BRE. That's a top 4 6-9 for BRE.
That may be a game stealer right there. And dang, the track pick is blowing up in RK's face. In a way that you may not really expect, actually, because they had control of all the spots they could have wanted. But Valer just kind of walked in and just said, no, get out of the way.
I was going to say, just as we were talking about Valer playing a lot more of a bagging role this match, he just comes in and single-handedly just tears apart RK's front presence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that has to be one of the more impressive individual performances I've seen so far.
I mean, he didn't do it while hitting them is the weird thing. I mean, I guess some of the greens likely bounced off that wall. Saw a lot of the action on the mini-map there. But it's you kind of... it looks like Roberto was prepared. It's the second you use that shroom, it's okay, let's drop. But it just didn't matter. And getting that second shroom is so huge.
That amount of pressure on the team, there's 3 of them, which means, well, I don't know, obviously they're the numerical advantage, but Valer just kind of simply being ahead of them puts them in an awkward position, and with the help of the greens as well, it just made it impossible for RK to really make anything there.
Yeah. Anyways,
this for top 4. Good luck, BRE.
Now, I don't think they're too worried right now. They've kind of had the bounce back that they were expecting. To win this war, if you were RK, you would need a better GP than the GP1 that they had, where they scored over 200 points in the first match.
Ooh. Well,
So
I mean,
with
they've
that-
shown they're capable.
With that all being said, I think it's probably a safe bet to say we're going to Game 3. Probably.
Don't count them out.
I mean-
I'd like to see it happen, but
I mean,
don't count 'em out.
I'm not betting $100 on it like some fellow caster that may have some regrets in his life, but it's looking pretty good for our Game 3 wants and desires.
I'm loving the play from LMDS to try and stop Star, the other team.
Yeah.
We did see from Valer's POV that there are a lot of top spots for BRE.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to get a little too cocky is the thing, because, you know, if like they aren't like, you know, prepared to like dodge a shock on this course, that could spell some very bad news for them. We're gonna find out soon. Sebas in 4th for the star. I think they have the Ghost in 5th also. When he stars up, oh no!
Oh,
His teammates
that's
stole
why
it from
you
him.
use the Star.
Yeah, you guys got.
Star.
I mean, Star was in the star anyway. Alright, he just gets another star anyway. I don't think they have it though. Because I feel like there would have been.
Isn't going to come in right now.
There would have been more coordination if there was one right there. So, yeah, this
The
should
light
be.
blue that isn't going to connect.
Yeah,
and
this
we
needs
see
to
a
touch
top 3 for BRE looking like.
They're not messing around anymore. Man, I really hope that this Game 3 is close, dude. We've got some blowouts.
Back-to-back
this point,
top
man.
4s from BRE. Especially, like, starting top 4 on that track is impressive, to say the least.
I mean, this is what you want to see, right? You want to see the both teams being completely capable of just dominating, given the circumstance. And what's so funny about this is, like, the first match was just last hour. The lineups have not changed at all. Yet, this is how much wars can vary. I mean, like, we saw both of these lineups handle the other. It looks like we're just picking DLC 2 for fun now. I think the towel has officially been thrown, realizing that you need an average of a plus 34 race at this point, so you can send it to OT.
I forgot to ask before the match. Are Wave 2 tracks allowed?
They are not.
They are not,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So
BRE did pick Waluigi Pinball last match on race 12, and I kind of popped off for that. One of them did.
I don't blame you.
I like Waluigi Pinball. I think it's gonna be one of those courses that everybody turns on because they just get hit by the pinball or like get target shocked, so they say it's bad. I'm not for that energy though. Love me some
For me,
pinball.
it's a lag out of the cannon, but I see why people like it.
It's fun, dude.
It's
so
fun.
pretty.
I always hated the original, but
Really? It was a
Yeah,
bumpy
most
game. Or it was pretty
overrated
bumpy.
track in history.
Oh man, don't talk to me. I'm upset now.
I'm so sorry. Alright, this is an early top, well, was an early top 3. Probably still is. We see spots constantly changing. We're gonna get a trail out from Valer there.
We were
But we
talking
see-
about comfortability with BRE in that first match and how they just had none of it whatsoever. And they are there right now. They're just up front every single race. This is like where they feel unbeatable. It was so crazy that RK just completely locked them down in the first match. But they are struggling to get these hits now.
I mean, Valer has a pretty easy opportunity to get it right here as well if he chooses to do that. Which he isn't going to do. I'm not sure what he did with that red.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a lot of BRE up here still. Someone gets taken out. Didn't quite see a name tag, but it's still all BRE. And it's looking like there's already someone potentially going for shock for RK.
I mean, I don't think BRE cares anymore. They just want to win this by as much as possible. They want to completely destroy the spirits. They want to say, guys, this is reality right here. Whatever happened in the first match, we're past that now. Y'all gonna have to deal with this for 12 more races because you asked for it. So, I mean, we're gonna see if they have the response. I have a feeling that RK is gonna make this interesting. They always seem to do so. Now, is this a top 6?
Well,
Did I It's something I may not be paying full attention.
There were at
I
least
don't-
4 top spots for BRE. I don't think it was possible for us to... Oh, good job, Sebas.
Hey, this is banned now. Just kidding. Like, we're talking about all the smart steering
Shot
nonsense
comes
that's
in.
been going on recently. It's actually a discussion now.
Oh, double shot?
The double shot.
Well, they need at least a plus 22 here to be in it, to be able to win the match. A lot
Yeah.
of mid spots from BRE. This could be a very good race for RK. See, Angel
yeah,
up
I don't-
there at least.
I think that was maybe a little bit of just
Oh.
like carelessness for BRE. It's like, now we're just gonna run. We're up 100. Let's win by as much as possible. If a shock happens, we'll dance around it, figure out something. But
I think BRE might have secured it.
yeah, secure it with the opponent top 3 race. Always feels good when that happens.
Yeah, like making them get what 9 bottom 2 as well,
Mhm.
like to cancel out that top 3. Very good play for. Excuse me, very good play from BRE. Just kind of ran the whole thing and let RK, pull 2 shots.
Yep.
But besides the point, they were that powerful in the running aspect that they just couldn't be passed by everyone.
Yeah.
And
So-
96 with 2 races remaining, that is a win for BRE.
Yeah. It's a
but it is
formality
going
at
to a
this
match
point.
3. Couple victory laps. I don't know. Again, this is exactly like I said at the start. Finals tend to go this way, where there can be.
I wasn't
a
expecting like the
massive
opposite
blowout.
blowouts.
Blowout one way, blowout the other way, and
Yeah.
then we can pretty much expect a close match 3. That tends to be the pattern.
I hope so. Like, that would make it a classic if it happens like that. But it's not like we scripted these things or anything. So how could that possibly happen? Now everybody's gonna be convinced that MKU scripted. Sorry, MKU.
Top 3 right now for RK on a race. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just
Top 4.
practice right now. I think BRE is like trolling or something. Looking at this mini map, it's just like, all right,
I mean,
what are we doing,
they all
guys?
picked random. I think half of them didn't get a starter boost as well, which is
It's possible.
a bill shock for Valer.
Yeah,
Okay, well,
they're
let's
having
see.
fun.
Let's see how BRE uses target practice.
I mean, how do you want to? Okay, we're just using it immediately with the blue. I mean, if you really want to get creative, maybe like when they take the glider up here and go off the tracks, like you could try doing it there. That'd be a funny target shock. But not a lot of other great spots on this course.
I
think
felt
RK's
the
got.
pain of being TS there.
Yeah, RK's got to like kind of find the mojo and all that, right? Just like in the first match they were hitting a bunch of backs and all of that. They're just making life hell for them. But I just have not really seen that in this one. I think that's just been the main difference. Like it felt like whenever they were behind them, they were just hitting them. So I don't know, that's just been different, and this is almost a little bit of a reference to the first match right here, with the redding out at the very end. Happened the other way around. Sebas got some reds on them at the finish line to take a first place for them and turn it into a very big race. So, I mean, what else can you say, right? We're getting ready for Game 3, just kind of killing some time right now. Kind of see what everybody in the chat is, thinking right now. Do we think that, BRE has this, that they're going to go for the repeat? Do we have faith in Arcade, bring it back? I mean, the fun part about this is both teams have clearly shown that they are capable of beating the other one up. I'm really just hoping to see a close one, I think. I think the new champion would be cool, personally, as well. RK has been, aiming for this for a really long time now. Getting Sky High Sunday in there.
Oh, we're going to Fall Guys for the last race?
Yeah, going to Fall Guys.
BFG.
The DLC does add a funny dynamic to these DLC banned matches, I won't lie.
Oh, yeah. Which team was it that picked this? Just out of curiosity.
I wasn't paying attention, to be honest.
Good to
That's
know.
That's Sky High Sunday. I'll be here for Game 3, don't worry. I'll be very invested in that one.
Oh? Well,
So we're just
Sebas
kind of waiting
clearly
for this
hasn't
one to get done.
paid to win yet.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
I think in my ideal Game 3, I want to see RK get like the early GP1 lead by like 30 or something, just so like there's like this dynamic of, because I think most people are expecting BRE to take Game 3, from what I can tell. But it would be cool if, like the dynamic was that they had to like come from behind to do it, right? Where you always feel like that they're capable and wanting to see if they can, clutch it out. I mean, last season in the finals, right, they got HG and they kind of just took care of business. And it felt like it was never really truly in doubt that time. So I think, getting that token win where it's like, they have to like, pull it out from like the brink of elimination. That'd be, kind of, those are the titles I think that you remember the most, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, a title's a title, let's be real here, but like, I mean, if you're expecting to win a lot, like, you want to have like good memories, pulling stuff out that way. All right, Shock comes in right here. I seemed to target Shock Sebas right there. It may have been his team Shock, just given that the opponents were top 4 and we saw some dodgers and all that, but...
So you can just
Seems he's
stun the
recovering.
stars and just try and annihilate Valer.
Mm-hmm.
Spots are quite mixed up here. Ghost spam does come in. Not sure.
Do you like
Is
this
he gonna
first?
go
I'm
for the cut?
curious. Oh, I guess we'll find out. Guess not.
He does not go for it.
Some of his teammates went for
Boring.
it, and I think he's passing them. Alright, well, needless to say, it's a dominating victory for BRE in Game 2. We will have Game 3 on the way in like 10 minutes or so. So, I mean, what do you think going into this Game 3, Alex?
Well, again, it's basically a lot of what you said about both teams have shown that they are capable of this. I feel just as much as you, would like
I feel
to
like
see
it's hard for you to believe. You didn't really see a lot of the first game, so
Yeah.
it's hard for you to believe after just seeing that. It was just utter domination from the second they got that top 4 at the end of GP1.
But
So
if a team is winning by that much, like winning after 10 races, then they are the dominant team. They played that much better than the other team.
welcome back, everyone. We've got Game 3 on the way. I'm joined with Alex.
Once again, hello everybody.
So, the first 2 matches, not particularly close. But, when that is said, usually it means that one team is just better than the other up to that point. And today, that has not been the case whatsoever. RK coming out of the gate, absolutely annihilating BRE with a 200-point GP1 in Game 1. They go on to hold that, extend the lead a little bit even. Convincing Game 1. BRE is picking DLC courses that are currently banned for this match at the end because, that was a white flag. Game 2 comes around. After their perfect season got ruined, BRE punches right back, knocks RK to the ground, beats them, had them picking DLC courses at the end of Game 2. It's not been particularly close up to this point, but, somebody's going to have to come out on top. Who's it going to be, Alex?
Well,
What do you got?
we have to have a winner. Obviously, like we've seen BRE be the dominant team this season. I feel like we've mentioned that perfect season too many times, but it's obviously a very key factor. Yeah, that means literally nothing in this match. Technically speaking, none of the matches they've played up to now mean anything because this is the match that decides it all. Crazy.
Yeah.
But they've
looks
shown
like we're running back the same lineups, by the way, which is interesting. No adjustments. Both teams thinking we brung this lineup. Got to see it to the end. I know there's discussion about RK, moving some people around. Sebas was considering just streaming the first match only, but it's been so good up to this point. He's been an excellent performer up to this point, so no reason to mess with what's working. That being said, this BRE lineup, the death lineup, if you will, They took care of business game 2 after not changing anything from game 1 in terms of, roster moves, and it worked out a lot for them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously at this level, it is kind of like you basically do have to go with your 6 best players in the roster, or the 6 players which have worked for you best. Like, you don't see as much lineup change in D1 matches.
I mean, you just have to think, do you believe that you're better? If the answer is yes, then why change? You just gotta keep rolling. So, I know RK has definitely had some changes to the lineup. This one in particular definitely feels like reminiscent of the runs in the past that they've had. I know there's been a few new faces and ones that haven't been on as much. I think Guti may. I don't know if Guti was around. He may have been a few seasons ago. I know he had that brief stint in a main clan. Not there right now, and obviously BRE. I think they all have excessive experience playing together, whether that be in former teams or just in back when BRE felt more as a sub clan and all that kind of stuff. Even though they eventually kind of just turned into what feels like an unstoppable force at times.
I mean, we've seen the same core of French players playing together for a while. Again, Starlo, Thomas, Valer, all part of that World Friend team that just destructed everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And you get that kind of unbreakable bond.
It's worth mentioning, though, who are the players that kind of took down that World Friend core? Well, some of them were in Requiem. I think that included Toad. I think that included Saru. It's almost like kind of a mashing together of a lot of players that used to face off against each other, and now they're here now. There was a fun fact earlier in the stream. Outside of season 15, which featured TX and HD winning it, and what was a weirder season, it's hard to remember the last time, if there even was one, where a team without a French player won the MKU finals. I'm going back in time thinking about it. Back in Frenzy, Valer was there, I know. I believe maybe it was Starlo as well. Season 17, obviously, we had BRE. Season 14 is Requiem. Before that, there was World Friends Dynasty that went all the way back to DVP in Season 7, which I still think may have had Neo on the roster.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure that there was a French player on that roster anyway. So
yeah, and then there was Zealous back in Season 4 and 6, JBZZ, or Jabiz, as many called it in Season 5. I think you're going all the way back to the Severance era for the last time outside of season 15, where there was not
way
a French champion. That was pre-MKC, which is a very long time ago. And I believe that there even was some French players on those rosters. I know Dax was there for a season or so. That may have been before. I don't remember the exact timeline on that. But it has been a while. With that being said, wait a second, is that Danny Pro in the room? I see.
That does look like Danny Pro. Although, it does seem like, from every Spanish player I've ever seen... excuse me. Every Spanish player I've ever seen seems to have about at least 10 other Spanish players' Miis on their Switch. Yeah. So, it wouldn't surprise me if that's just a standard RK lineup, just with a Danny Pro Mii.
I know Danny Pro's played a few matches with them and all that. The question is, who would be replaced? I think if... I see Angel, I see both Chilean players. Roberto's, of course, a staple. And Guti is in the room. I think that would only be leaving Drac as a substitution if they were to make it. I believe that BRE has everyone that they had earlier. So... interesting to see a potential switch right here. The thing about Danny Pro is that Danny Pro is an inward biker, which may actually help them on some of the courses that Saru and LMDS excel on. So it's an interesting move when it comes to just strategy as well, if they feel that that's an element to their game that they've been lacking recently. So we'll see if this is indeed a substitution. I believe it probably is, because they have used him in some high leverage matches up to this point. We will see if this change pays off.
I mean, we see two very opposite track picks from BRE, but subsequently we do get RWS, and that is Danny Pro, who's subbed in for Drac.
All right, here we have it. Now, interesting to note, BRE did get their Wario Stadium pick. We know that this is big, so we will see. I mean, they've got the biker in first. LMDS appears to be hosting. Will it be a BRE repeat, or will we see a new champion? It all starts here, Game 3. Let's do it.
So already, well, it looks like LMDS did keep his top spot.
Mm-hmm.
With the support of at least one other, it looks like Saru in second there. Sorry, I just tripped up. And Valer still in fifth as well.
Saru
out gets
now.
Taken out.
There's fire right here also. Sebas is up here as well. Saru's going to try to do some damage. Sebas may actually be able to hit him if he's unsuspecting after this. A lot of damage going in. Sebas does appear to hit him right now, and that will be Sebas in second. If he can live, he can... Oh my god, wait. Is he alive?
What?
Let's flip over. We'll see. We'll get more clarity on the other perspective.
Sebas is in there, and he's just going to have to do everything he can to not get taken out. Yeah. I don't like that decision to throw the red instantly. That is
he's got the crack
very risky.
Something. I mean, we saw it happen on RMC earlier as well. I mean, he'll get the double right here. It is interesting to see him go on the offensive when he's kind of swarmed right now. And if this red did hit, it'd be on a glider. I think he's got to chill a little bit on the offense right here. Luckily for him, there is shrooms behind him, but Toad has a star in third. And that's triple reds!
I'd also like to point out that LMDS must have just, like, chained 3 protection because he did not get hit by any of those reds.
That was insane right now. Toad just being quite a problem for him up here. LMDS did get hit. Guti, luckily for Sebas, is here to create some support. Now, if he can get the trail off, that'd be good. Can Guti do anything up here? It looks like he's fighting, and
Guti
this is
very much infiltrating the top spots.
Yeah. Oh, he's got to watch out on those reds. Does he get the shroom? He gets a boomerang. Guti's coming up. Can he seal with the glider at the end? This would be so critical if they can get that.
Isn't able to take out a BRE member.
But can he get the glider boost? That's the question. He does not.
That is a 1, 3, 4, 7, 10, 11 for BRE to kick things off. A good start for BRE, but nothing more than just a good race. We did see LMDS breaking away instantly. And even after the blue keeping first, very impressive run from him, especially for an inward. I mean, obviously it's not a disadvantage on that track, but naturally it's just that little bit slower than an outside drift.
I would say my MVP of that race, probably Starlo coming up right there with that star in third just out of completely nowhere. I don't think anybody was really expecting to see that in the rear view. That's kind of like one of those rear views where you have to like kind of
second guess it a little bit.
You have to look at it again. It's like, wait, is that for real? Is that not been it? No, it was a star. Now, if he's not there, the blue's coming. Sebas has reds. He has Guti on his side to help create even more damage. That could have gotten out of hand quickly if Starlo didn't manage the items well get up there. So good for him. Or was it Starlo or is it Toad? I may be mistaken. That may have been Toad actually.
Yeah, either way, whoever it was made it absolutely impossible for Arcade to make any sort of progress.
Yeah, they just had to yield. So good stuff for BRE. I mean, +8 for RWS. You can't be too angry if you're RK right now. 256 is still not going to disqualify you by any means, but definitely not the worst thing that could have happened. So 2 shrooms up here is interesting. Can they land a hit? That would be very good for them, but Sebastian will take it out anyway.
Is in first, but yeah, we did see Sebas in a very good position getting bumped out.
Mm-hmm.
Very mixed in the mid spots, but I do believe BRE managed to keep at least first.
Yeah, that's big for them right now. Seems that more of them are, considering bagging a little bit more this match. A little pretty quick dropping for a lot of players. Starlo is now out, but behind Angled. I think that's Danny Pro. Yeah, Danny Pro is going to be our Waluigi biker, so I think all the bikers are on different combinations right now. Now, I don't know who's first, but I believe it is still Toad.
I was about to say it should be Toad unless he got taken out.
So this is everything for BRE up here. RK is going to have to get a shock I think that may have actually been a
BRE
shock.
Yeah, it got LMDS into the glider, and RK are in a lot of very bad spots right now.
I mean, that's exactly what you want if you're a BRE right now. It's like you got all the top spots. Let's find them all outside of dodges. Just kind of, continuously keep things hard and difficult to catch up on, and that's going to reset the clock and all of that. And now they've got a top 3 at least with protection behind that, if I'm not mistaken. Blue is coming. I think he's going wide for Toad potentially having a shroom. Toad has just been dominating this match so far.
Yeah, Toad just not displaced by anything yet.
That may be a top 4 even. I think that was Thomas behind, yeah.
Yeah.
And with the shock already used, they're going to have to pray that they have something else right
comes
now.
up in the bill. That is top 5 right now for BRE.
Oh, there is a shock!
All get shocked
it's a
over the glider!
Yo, he's going to take first and red him too. Look at this.
That's top 2.
That
is top 2.
Oh, no.
Red comes
That's
in.
Starler right there.
Oh,
Oh my god, they
first.
saved that. They salvaged that so
huge.
hard. And wow, I thought that was going to be huge for BRE.
But that's still a good
Still
race for
not
BRE.
losing.
2, 3,
Oh,
4,
yeah,
7, 8.
The plus
think that's still a
20,
small win
plus
for them.
30, that was right there. It was right there for the taking. They could have opened that matchup and completely and did not get the chance to. That's a huge win. And I want to mention for Sebas, really good job to not get impatient there, realizing that, okay, it was a trade of a shock. It was 1-1 on dodges. BRE, kind of covered it decently despite having the top spots already. He realized that there was a dodger next to him, but instead of, getting a little bit hyper and redding out, Toad was more patient, realized that there was a bigger threat for first place, and got him with the red. So good stuff from Sebas right there. This is still manageable after 2 races, and BRE has been kind of killing it so far.
Yeah, BRE, I mean, it's looking like they're just going to take the running approach to this match, which can be very effective. I mean, it worked for them pretty well in the previous match, I'd say.
I want to say that RK may have dodged a bullet right there, because that first shock did not seem to be going their way. And I think if they had somehow dodged with it, or done something to, maintain it, they probably would have used it a bit earlier than the last second. So, if they would have surely had more dodges than just a ghost also, you would think, too. So, that was good for RK to really just be able to, find something good to take away from that race, because that was looking ugly.
That was a very powerful shock at the end as well.
I mean, you can't let these guys get any momentum, or else they're just out of here. I know a lot of people haven't, really played them, who are like in the middle divisions and everything, but if you let them get anything, dude, they will just be out. There's a blue coming already. This is going to be no problem for RK. Take the cut, and we got a shroom to dodge. So I think maybe after this blue dodge right here, let's take a look at Valer, my bad.
Like Valorant, gotta remember.
Yes, like Valorant. So this is top
Danny
4.
Pro kind of just trolling with a green in the middle. Yeah, that is top 4.
You guys get the box. Try to get a star right here. Starler, I think, is holding on to something. If you're RK right now, you want to use a shock just like the one that was used last race. They are
top 5.
4. Nah. Oh yeah, they are top 5, and that is
good. He does drop out.
Dude, they're pulling
BRE
bills
shot
6.
comes in
I'd be
now.
terrified. I would be terrified from RK right now. They are cycling so many dodges right now. It feels like they're almost just catching up, though. Star's in 3rd right now for them, too. I mean, there it is. RK dodged in top 3, I'm almost certain. You may want to check just to confirm. Oh, no, that's Toad!
Oh, the dodge up there! Toad
no, this is really bad for RK.
Match.
He's been everywhere, dude. You can't deal with him right now.
I mean, he's gonna get taken out by this blue if it connects on him.
Right? Yeah. Okay, he didn't have it. I guess he just chained a dodge, right? And just didn't get anything because he was so high up. I mean, 2-3 is workable right here. You're gonna have to, angles on the way up as well. What does he have behind that build? That may be big here. Can they? He's got to get Roberto here. Another shot comes in. This also looks like a BRE one. I don't know if somebody dodged on RK up front. Maybe. No, it was Thomas.
Thomas and Saru come in, and Valer's going to regroup quicker, which means top 3 for BRE. Toad finishing all the way down in 10th after running that the whole time, but
That can be Yoshi Valley sometimes. Let's be realistic
that
here.
is Yoshi Valley.
I don't know what RK was doing being in top 5 there. I know, like, typically you want your games to be like, oh yeah, we have all the front. Surely we're winning at this racing game, but like we know what the meta turns into, especially on a course with a lot of off-road cuts and all of that. You've got to be, I think you've got to just be more careful than that. Quite frankly, it's like, I know you're happy to dodge and all that kind of stuff, but if you're running 4 people in Valley, the second one of your guys gets a build, it's kind of like, uh-oh. They have 3 of the bottom 4, and they're pulling bullet bills in 6th, and stars in 3rd because the lead's so big. Or maybe carrying, I don't know, maybe Toad carried another star up until 3rd. I didn't notice him slipping through the cracks there.
He was in a top 3 spot when he dodged, which is... I don't know how he does it, especially I don't know, it kind of makes a bit more sense on Yoshi Valley, since there are a lot of cuts that you can take to get up there. Whereas RWS, you will have basically needed to just drive fast, not get hit, and hold that item. I
mean, look, his teammates are likely setting up very well also, but he is just in the wrong place for RK, like, every single moment this war so far. And that's what you want to do as an opponent. Just be that one guy that they cannot stand to deal with.
This race is going to have a lot of impact. I'm sensing a plus 30 for one team here, and I don't know which one it's going to be. RK obviously starting in the beneficial spots and should be able to draft, but
that
obviously BRE can draft one another.
Typically, like, conventional wisdom's like, okay, bottom spots have an advantage here, but we haven't been seeing that up to this point in the finals so far. So, we'll see.
Sebas not really able to make an impact with these manners, although he does take out a BRE member.
I don't know who's first right now. It is Valer. The boomerang is going to be huge for them. Angel, oh my, he's like, oh, what?
Demolished.
There's a bomb. Sari does get that. They have everything behind Sari right now, if I'm not mistaken. This boomerang could be huge on a 3rd throw. I'd just get rid of the second one right here, to be honest, and then go for the shot up the middle if you can. Maybe Roberto will just pull the reds and do it for him, but I would consider, this is 2 through 5. I mean, they have to get this first right here if they really... I can't quite see. I think he may have a red, but... I mean, if they can chain reds and get first here, and they do...
He does. I was just going to say, spacing out from Roberto and letting him do his thing is definitely a good play here.
This is the top 4. This is the top 4. Is there a shock? I hope to God no. Nothing against BRE. I need this close match. I need this close match. Come on.
I mean, RK needs this race to happen.
Oh, they need it so bad. They've got it now on the
just get over the line. Someone's gonna plant his Toad again.
Probably top 3-5, I assume. Toad may have crashed the party a little bit. That's good stuff for RK, though.
6, 8, 10. That was the big race that RK really needed.
Yeah, we are back in business.
Popping off.
Guys, the close match dream is still being held together. Don't think it's going to be a lead for RK. BRE's just been too strong up to this point, but finally showing that they are indeed mortal. I think this is going to be maybe under 10 even. Maybe not, but probably 12 or 14 point gap around that. It's hard to say for sure, but they did get bottom 2 on top, so yep, 12 point gap it appears. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a game 3. Well, thank you all for the raids, by the way.
I was just about to say thank you, Awoken and Savannah, for raiding us.
Forget JP giving her before the match as well. Appreciate you all.
I didn't see that. Thank you, John.
Tuning in. Want to see if we can get over 300 viewers to start. Maybe we can push 400 when word gets around that this is indeed a close D1 finals in Game 3. So much on the line for both of these teams. I think maybe it could matter a little bit more to RK as a team that has not gotten over the hump yet. But with that said, BRE certainly cares, and I think they are the favorite still, so will they be able to hold on and prove that Game 1 was the fluke? We'll have to see. Apparently we jinxed the viewer count. I haven't seen it yet, but we'll see. Alright. A lot of shrooms. That's really bad for RK that Sebas got to hit out early, especially with the shrooms. Gonna have to bag for some coins now.
This track just messes my brain right now. I'm so used to playing it on 200cc where it is just a hard runner. Which
Sorry was up front, which is big for BRE. You want your bikers up front on Moo Meadows for sure. And
We
it's
do
so
see
hard.
LMDS back here.
It's so hard to get coins on this track too. All the hits feel so amplified. They can get some hits. We've seen Valer be quite aggressive in this match so far, opting to use shrooms a lot of times before cuts to get greens out. He doesn't have to do it this time, but it gets stolen anyway.
Insta trail, but does get taken out by Danny Pro's boomerang.
Saru is out of first. That is a plot point, because I feel like if that was to happen, it would probably be because more than Roberto's up there, but I don't know who it would be right now.
I think Sebas might have just taken out his teammate that was right next to him. No, he took out Valer.
Watch the horn. Is he gonna drop horn? I feel like
he does. And
yep,
takes
there he
out,
does.
I think only Sebas, but then gets hit by something as well.
Yeah, I mean, is Angle up here? There's a lot of fire back here that they could hit.
So much BRE ahead of him.
Blue is out. I think
BRE at the back.
It's too late. It's too late for the blue. I think RK slid into first. I don't recall which player it was. I don't think I saw Angel recently.
It's all BRE back here.
It's Roberto. Okay, look at that.
1, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11 for RK.
Okay.
That brings it very much even.
This is a lead change. I'm almost certain. So RK's got some fight in them. All right. This is. I don't know, man. The script's kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie. Who wrote this? This is crazy.
I think just waiting on the scoreline to be updated from that race. But
yeah, this is a 4-point lead for RK going into the last race of the first half. Man, like you give BRE a 34-point lead after 3 races. A lot of times it just feels over, dude.
This is the first time since since race 13 or race 1 of match 2, BRE have been leading.
Yeah,
so,
this was a statement for RK to
it's taken them 17 races to reclaim that lead.
Dude, I'm just gonna say it. Every RK set is just like this, I swear. They bring like the most intense finals. Everybody remembers season 13. We got this one. Summit was close. I mean, they had that game 3 win against us, HD, back in overtime in season 13 to even get to the finals. Like, they are a joy to watch. So I hope we can continue seeing them in these types of matches in the future. Anyways,
exciting team.
We have not seen MKS yet today, so this should be interesting. I mean,
I'm disappointed to see it.
I mean, Valer may be the fun perspective on this track, you know, as the motion main, if you will. See, Dylan's like, "Oh yeah, I hear you, rookie. 1 second." See what's going on here.
He's got the shroom.
And look, he's got some greens behind also. May be able to make some plays
and the
here.
crowd goes wild, but he does take out Danny Pro.
Yep, there's a blue coming in.
I mean, this is what he asked. As well.
I mean, this is what he asked of your team, dude. He's getting hit a bunch, but he hit 2 of them out also. So definitely making this one a bit muddy. I'll just say that.
I mean, hey, sometimes you just need that player to soak up the hits.
Yeah. RK is bottom 2, or was before that bill. Be interesting if Danny Pro can pull anything back there, as he's the one most likely in shock range right now, but I haven't seen anything yet. Sebas got some bananas behind this, not really with the idea.
Doing motion as well.
He can get Thomas. He does. Angel's going down 2. That star for Starlo is huge for them also. He goes in now. I think. Oh, he had a horn also. Angel is down. Toad's got to watch out. There's another red up here. I don't know who's first. I haven't seen Roberto in a while, so maybe. But
Roberto is right here.
Now Sebas gonna have to. Oh, watch out! Got hit. Here's Valer.
See Valer going for the motion glider.
Up here. Red's coming in for Engel. Goody holds on to first. I think Engel went down to the red. So, good second place for Valer. I think this may be... Oh, okay. This is not even. This is another great race for RK. And the shock was just not there for anybody.
I'm surprised to see MKS without shock. I mean, I don't know. This might be down to a lot of my experience in lounge with the track, but it just feels like it happens.
It's a different game. So remember what we saw. Remember what we saw in that match. We saw people opting to take the glider with triple items behind, ramming into people, sniping with greens and stuff like that, taking themselves out. I mean, that's the thing with these wars and stuff. People want to hit the enemy because that provides value to the front. It helps the front runners. You can't just sit back and get shocked, because if you do that, well, the other team may just run you off the racetrack because they're not going to hit each other out for you. So definitely a little bit of a game changer. I think you still expect to see it for the most part, but
I feel like we've seen a whole new layer of aggression between both teams. Honestly, like they're not playing to win anymore. They're playing to make the other team lose.
Yeah,
And
I don't know.
I really
Hey.
like that.
Now, keep in mind also, we're talking about other courses that, like being shock heavy. I don't think we saw a shock on TM last time either, if I'm not mistaken.
We saw the absolute masterclass from Valer, but there was a shock, which I think there was a shock at least, right at the end of the race.
It looked like, I don't know. Hopefully it's not going to be too impactful. Seems that people still got their items. I think we're good now.
That's an early top 2 for top 3, I believe. No, I don't know. I didn't see the hit back there.
That's the fun thing. He's gonna have a chance to get Goody right here. I think he's going to be going for it. And now he's just getting out of the way. Okay, other pathers are red, I guess. All right.
Not exactly sure what's going on here. A lot of spots changing between the BRE members, but ultimately they are going to keep the top spots.
Yeah.
It looks like Saru has made his way up as well.
I was curious to see what Angle could do up here. I think may have gotten hit out. Definitely one of those players that, if you want to call it that, plays in order to make the opponents lose. So it's always fun to see what you got cooking up.
We've got. Oh, I've just realized. I think this is the
four.
BRE top 5 or top 4, 6 as it keeps changing for BRE.
Yeah, yep, and this is the reverse. It's the reverse valley.
Shot.
It's the reverse valley, dude. You can't do this. You can't do this in Division 1. You can't get away with it.
I think that shot got everyone from BRE off the glider
God,
other than LNDS.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
the
on
trail
Angel, get
from
that
Angle.
trail. It's up to the bikers. I think RK is still in the back. They're trolling right now.
Nice
They're doing a little
trail
bit
from
of trolling.
Sebas. He can't shrew him up. He has to
did he
take
get
it
him
out. He
again?
lands 2 hits with the same set of triple greens.
He's got to take this double, though, from BRE. Roberto's coming up. I think Roberto is back. He's got the
Saru's
ghost.
taken out.
This could be very, very big. He's got the
This
ghost
thing-
to cover any nonsense. I think he's going to go into the ghost about right now. Maybe not. I mean, I guess he wants to take the cut at the end. He's realizing that there won't be a shock. No, let's get in it.
Smart decision to go. That's at least a 2-3, and I imagine first from
Oh,
RK
wait,
as
he
well.
hit somebody at the end? He doesn't know. Oh, no, okay. Top of the end.
He could have slowed down, but I imagine RK
It's still
took
top
that in
3.
that case. That's a
Yeah.
yeah. If he'd landed a horn on even just Saru at the end, that's a very good race.
Maybe.
But either way, a top 3. Top 3. That's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, obviously, clutching up last second, realizing that bomb got thrown and using his ghost, barely avoiding getting hit by it, and keeping that 3rd place. Very, very aware. Well, very good awareness there from our POV.
This is becoming a notable lead for RK.
Yeah, they just keep breaking away, and they've extended it to 32 now. It looks like, yes, 32-point lead going into race. Well, we've just played race 6, just race 7. My bad,
Yeah.
sorry. It said it on the screen right in front of me. Yeah, 32-point lead with 5 races to go. They don't necessarily need to average big races, but they need good races over and over.
Crazy that I don't know when Danny Pro DC'd. It may have been at the very beginning, given that the first set was, a little bit laggy from what I could tell. Good to see if somebody's lagging, they immediately just break the room instead of, making us wait for like 3 minutes after the race when the results are already decided. But, like mentioned, when RK, took the lead, it's hard to expect that, it keeps going, because, they've continued this streak of momentum right here. And this is a lead that, they can take another bad race or two now and still hold on to this. So, pressure's starting to kind of mount on BRE. RK was able to answer, but...
RK already trying to take BRE out, and Valer does fall victim to a red shell.
They're going back to their Game 1 game plan, are they not? Just, making things annoying. And it seems that they're getting away with it. They're starting to deliver some hits again. They got the shock that they needed right there. They took full advantage of them just running top 4-6 on Twisted Mansion. It's just, I don't know, would not recommend it.
Yeah,
Same
Sebas
goes with
having to
Valley,
be
but-
careful of the BRE players around him, but it looks like he has gotten away from them successfully at this point. 5-6 right now is what we can see from RK, with the player being taken out, though. Not sure why he's going left. Interesting play.
I think they had reds, and he may have wanted to get away from it, but I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see. Now, is there a shock and play? Don't know. This is...
Ooh, that is...
It's interesting if there is a shock and play, but for like the immediate future, this may not be the best pull. This could be the answer that BRE is looking for. They've got 4-5 or 3-4. They've also got first.
That is LDS in first with a commanding lead.
Where's Valer? We gotta know. Okay, he's in the back right now. Still with a star though, he could still get a good race. Man, imagine they have a BRE
very well
shot.
be an RK member in second.
I don't know if we're gonna see anything right now. And if it's an RK member in second, this could be a top 4, and this could be the answer even. I mean, look at this. He's got
has made his way up.
Who is in
Golden
second?
Here from Valer.
Oh, there's a red
gets
in
taken out. That was Roberto in second. Roberto takes first at the line, but that's at least a 2-3 for BRE.
Oh my gosh, Roberto just doing everything to prevent
2,
BRE
3,
from
4,
just getting
5
out of race.
For BRE. That
was so dangerous. That was so dangerous for RK.
Yeah, Roberto playing very safe there by the looks of things. Going for just a top 2 spot to at the very least like mitigate damage.
Look, here's what was lucky for him is that they had such a big lead in top 2 that when Valer was coming up, he wasn't coming up with reds to keep him in check. He was coming up with shrooms and goldens. So maybe there wasn't really anything preventing him from getting the reds. And like you mentioned, the patience was really good there because you don't want to be throwing reds a little too early. Maybe making a dry bones friend along the way. That could be an embarrassing way to not red somebody out. But
especially when you're driving behind an inward player, and that inward player being LMDS, like a very solid player, he will probably it will have taken some very good avoidance from Roberto's end there to just keep that second and keep while keeping to break away from the rest of the pack.
We've got GP left now.
Obviously, it worked out very nicely for them.
RK's got a 26-point lead. 1 GP separates them from their dream of taking home a Division 1 title against the best in the business. They are so close. They got their track. They've just got to hang on. Can they do it?
A 26-point lead.
It's not a lot.
I was about to say, in the grand scheme of things, it is nothing.
It can be gone in one race. It can be gone in one race. They have to do so. They just have to. I mean, it would have been gone in one race if they didn't pull first there. I want to say.
Wow. that would be a 20-point lead if it was a first place there.
Yeah.
So.
Or second, but imagine if they just hit him. that looked really funny. That looks so funny with the new cars and stuff. Looks like he landed on top of it.
I mean, I'm liking these radios that have been fitted in these cars. They're having a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of having a great time, we see Sebas with a fire. Eventually able to take LMDS out.
You get the chain also.
But he gets taken out by another fireball, and Toad stars him out as well.
The Toad factor getting blue.
Up here.
Play. It is coming out. Angle is in the back. Don't know who's going to be taken out here. I presume it's RK. It looks like it targeted second for some reason on the mini-map. Maybe seeing some stuff, but...
Sebas kind of struggling for coins right now. Not a great position. He does need to dive, which he does do.
Yeah.
But he stars his teammate, and they're going to be stuck in bottom 2 for the foreseeable future.
They have
That's
bottom
4.
Is it just Goody up here? Who's in first?
And
triple reds. It's only Goody up here. I think it's only Goody up here. The reds got stolen. I don't know if that's going to do anything to help, but we'll see. I mean, they got a red to deal with right now. Where is Goody? He is up
Goody
here.
is still there.
Yeah.
Not the most effective motion.
This,
I think that's bottom 5.
Is this a bottom 5? Is this a bottom 5? Oh my goodness.
It is a bottom 5.
Well, he got second.
To salvage second. but that doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. That is an absolute monster of a race from BRE.
That's a
that
lead
will
change.
put them ahead.
That's a lead change right there. And like we said, the
plus 28, it's a +2 difference for BRE.
I mean, we
going
said it could
into
be,
race 10.
We said it could be gone in one race. We did say that. That's how commentators curse. That's like just checking the possibilities, guys. Didn't say it was gonna happen, but we said it was a possibility, very certainly.
And now
that's a blow.
Yeah, Guti has infinite amounts of pressure to keep a top spot from the get-go.
BRE has championship DNA. Let's just say how it is. They aren't gonna go down that easy. If you want this, you gotta earn it. You really, I mean, if you can just be there on the last race, right? Then you can't really ask for a ton more, right? If you're RK, like, realistically, it's like even getting to the final boss is pretty impressive in these really hard games. The question is, can you actually beat the final boss? But the only way to really get the chance is if you can bring it down to the very end. So it's been a long-fought 33 races so far, but it's almost like we've played none in a sense. I mean, if you could tell any team in D1, oh yeah, you can win D1 if you just like beat BRE in like 3 races, right? Like that's a pretty good gamble, right?
You need to make up 2 points in 3 races. Good luck.
It's a tie. Let's be realistic here.
Yeah, 2 points doesn't mean anything
until they win by 2, but we'll see what happens. LMDS is up front. Piranha Plant Sled, actually, the game they almost did lose in the playoffs before today was against HD, and it was coming down to a race 12 on Piranha Plant Slide. Very close match, where the bikers just got loose on Piranha Plant Slide and it was never in question.
That is a beautiful snipe, but I think that might have been Roberto's.
It may have been.
That took out his teammate.
I mean, this is the
top 2 on inward for BRE right now.
This is the blueprint for BRE. This is where they want to be right now. This makes it so much more difficult, but he's going down. I like the effort to try to get. He tried to get Roberto. He tried to get him to take it for him, but couldn't.
I mean, it is 3-4-5 for RK.
The bikers are top 2. The bikers are top 2 right now.
Yeah, Danny Pro could have a massive impact on this race.
I don't think that anybody's really in shock range. Saru does get taken out
and then takes out Valer in the process.
I mean, I don't think there's going to be... I mean, I don't know. RK's pulled some miracles out before, but it does not look like somebody's, like, super far back. I think their best bet right now is just, like, maybe they get some hits up there. Oh, and speaking of which, there is some damage being done.
There's a blue. Who's it going to go for?
LMDS
what is going on? Out after winning the entire race.
This bomb would be crazy. Danny Pro is in front. Go throw the bomb. You will not throw this bomb right now. Drop it! Drop it! Oh, it's Angle up here. What is going on here? LMDS is in the last. He's not going to pull the trigger, dude. Angle's got to win this for RK. The red comes in at the end. I think it's after the line.
After the line. I think that's the first place for RK, and that looks like a 4th.
Oh,
1, 3, 4, 5, 8.
Oh. What is happening, dude? Okay, dude. Sure, man.
I apologize, anyone in the chat who was actually trying to follow that wall.
You can't commentate that stuff, dude. You can't commentate that. I commend to just see Sebas like not pull the trigger on that bomb. It's like sometimes you just want to do something. Sometimes you just want there to be an explosion because then you at least know that you're getting top 3. Like whatever else happens, like it's like at least you're getting a top spot. It kind of felt like one of those moments. Luckily, he was patient.
I was planning a ceremonial speech for LMDS, like absolutely lauding how effective he's been in the front. He seems to be in first every race, regardless of whether it's a running track or not. He's just there for BRE, and he's providing them that foundation to kind of take good spots right at the end. But right as they needed him the most, he was taken out. Daddy Pro just snuck into first.
I'm just saying, y'all aren't paying me enough for the script. I'm just saying. Alright, we got the Toad track selection between Harbor and Turnpike. Unfortunately, does not pick Toad. But we will still be going to Toad Harbor. This is a 24-point gap. I think if you're BRE... now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to bring the reasonable approach right here. If your BRE, you just want to get like a nice plus 10 or so, make it reasonable, make it so Shock can win. If you can get a Shock off in a safe fashion, go for that plus 20, alright? But I think what's probably going to happen, based off what we've watched in this GP3 so far, is another BRE, or BRE, plus 30, because why not? So, let us find what happens.
I've just checked, that is what it says in the script, but let's see how well
no, script's updated, script's updated. Alright, LMDS is back up near the front right now, certainly fighting for it. A lot of RK still up here from the top spots in the last race, but hopefully it goes better for LMDS after that first, worst ending on PPS. Really sad for him on one of his courses, but
I mean, LMDS, he is already like forced into the mid pack.
Yeah. Now, seems our streamers are both kind of in the mid to back right now. Sebas not going to get redded. Danny taking the hit for him. There is Roberto up here. Goody's up here as well. I had to assume that maybe Thomas is up there as well.
I'm not sure why that red went for Sebas. That's going to be unfortunate for him to get taken out.
That banana's sneaky. That's going to hit somebody next time, I feel like.
Definitely. We see Danny Pro and I think Engel back there as well.
Yeah, okay, Thomas is in the back. I mean, if RK has like a shock or something, they can use something to dodge some people. Doesn't appear that we see anything in play right now. Oh, that's
he misses double completely.
Thomas just getting in the way. He's gonna have to just settle for this box right here. Not gonna get
Golden
the shock.
Blue is coming not gonna be enough.
Valer's got a ghost.
A ghost in third.
Who's in third? Oh, it's a top two.
Top three.
It is top three. It may even be more.
Top
it is Toad in fourth right now. Guys, like, RK is just desperately wanting an even average race at this point. Just give us another chance. This could... Okay, Red's
the Reds are all skipping everyone because of the path switches, but that's still at least the top three for BRE.
Just Sebas have anything. He was in the back. We know that this is a top four. He's on the anti-grab. A shock does come in. Danny from Booty, two shots. Go back to Valer real quick.
If we can see Valer. Does he keep a top spot? He's in third with nothing to protect
obstacle course!
The greens come in and none of them hit him!
Oh my god, the blue goes wide. RK slides into the front at the very end. Did they get... I think they got first. If they got top two, holy crap. Bullet... Wait, it was Thomas!
Thomas takes first!
Bottom four!
4, 5, 7.
Bottom four for RK! Alright, guys. It's coming down to one. It's coming down to one race. It's coming down to one. Oh my dog coming out on the chat for sorry right here. They will not go away. No. Every team, both teams, is just refusing to die right now. D1. It all comes down to the last race. It is a tie game through 35.
The whole season doesn't matter.
The season comes down to this. What's it gonna be? Turnpike or Ed? Oh my gosh. This is what we're getting? Oh, you gotta be kidding me, dude. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Ping everyone. Get him in here. What is going to happen? A one-race final, effectively.
It's Electrodrome.
In play. It is going to be Electrodrome. No advantage for the bikers. The stream viewership is climbing. It is up to nearly 350 right now. The last race comes down to this. Whoever gets the win this race will be your champions. But there is one timeline that should be discussed. And what is the most likely race score? Well, the answer to that is 41-41. In which case, there would be an overtime Grand Prix. But hey, if we get there, we get there. What is going to happen? It comes down to this. It is a track that is notorious for shocks having a big impact. But we'll see.
The last, 15 seconds of the track is well, anywhere from here on.
I don't know how these guys can even play right now.
Huge impact.
I don't know how these guys are even, just holding on right now. I can't even, it doesn't even matter that much to me, but, imagine playing for this. RK. Blue's coming in for LMDS early. I mean, you almost wonder.
He's going to get this red on Valer as he's streaming up.
Danny Pro goes down. Sark's got fire up here. It is a top two early on for BRE. I mean, RK, been fighting for a title forever now. Had chances in the past, but perhaps none as strong as this one. There are two people in the back. BRE does appear to have the front temporarily. That plant is not what he wants. Horn comes in. Starl's in first. Can he get a snipe right here? Is he going to go for it? Oh, there is fire
the fire
coming
is
in.
behind him.
Can he get hit?
does get taken out as well as Sebas, but it looks like Guti slides into
Can he get the horn? He gets the horn! It is
the horn comes off.
It's top three. It's top 4. Is there a shotgun play? Valer's up here. We do not know. Does Valer have any dodge? He just has a shroom right now. All RK has to do is hold on. He has a boomerang and one item.
I'm sorry.
It's
all down to
last place is billing. Valer is alone up here. Can they get him out? A boomerang is an excellent item.
Misses all of his shots.
It's gone. Can Engel land a single hit? He's got a red. I don't know if he has defense. They don't need it to be pretty. They just need enough. Will there be a game-ending shock right here? We don't know. We'll find out. A blue is coming in. All they need is the race win.
None of
Can he get first right now?
He's gonna
get first.
Comes in. It's second for Valer.
I think it's a 1-3. I think this may be enough for RK. BRE is in the back, and RK is going to take Division 1. Wow, hats off to them. And a thriller of an ending. It is over. It's taken 18 long seasons of Deluxe. RK has taken Division 1 with a 93-point MVP coming in. I am speechless right now. No shock.
We thought that fire at the end looks like it should have taken out at least 2 or 3 of RK.
Oh my god, he could not get hit. I'm shaking.
That race at the end is absolutely incredible.
It is a game, set, and match for Rozando la Katastrofe. Probably butchered that really hard, but it does not matter. They are champions.
Rozando la Katastrofe.
I don't know. I think it's like I think it's like Catastrophe, but they have done it. Division 1 title is locked up in a last race showdown. I think that was the theme of the war, dude. There was no shocks in all the races where there were supposed to be them. And if there was any, I think that's how you want it to happen, right? So, RK is your champion. Sliver is probably going insane right now. If you all want to see the aftermath, Sliver RK is streamed for 2,000 viewers right now, probably having a massive celebration, winning the big game, and all that effort coming back on the DLC after the season of not. After this is their first season back in Division 1. I don't know if we've seen this really happen. They came back, they did not even win Division 2 last season. Get promoted to Division 1, kind of pair up with a lot of the guys in main clan, Danny Pro, Goody there at the end, and it is enough to dethrone BRE and win Division 1 on the last race of Game 3. Wow!
That is a match if I've ever seen one. We saw 2 teams absolutely at the top of the top on paper and in practice, just going at each other's throats. Like I said, match 3, they were playing to make the other team lose, and they
it
just
certainly felt like that.
Like, I think there's the start of like the chain of huge races. Like what? Yeah, the last 4 races plus 28, 26, 24, and 14. That. That is a finals, and that's what we like to see here. We saw RK, like you were saying, the underdog. They won match 1 as the lower seed. I believe they were seed 4, in the semifinals at least, and they managed to take an early lead, get absolutely demolished second time around, then proceed to just I can't put into words that match 3. I've never seen anything like it.
That's about as close as it gets. We've had a few matches in the end that have been like that before. I think back to Season 13, which wasn't super close in the last race, but it was a great match. Season 11 with WF and Requiem came down to the wire also. It's not been every single season, though. I think back to DVP and WF as well. I don't think that we've seen any quite like that one. So congratulations to RK for perhaps winning the most dramatic Division 1 finals ever. And dang, what a crazy turn of events. Still, I think it's worth mentioning BRE. Shout outs to them for still playing, fantastic this season. They went 10-0 during the regular season. Not easy by any means whatsoever, but sometimes it's not your day, and sometimes it's time for a new champion. So, regardless, I think they'll still be happy, have the season 17 title, and they'll definitely have a lot to look forward to in a potential revenge match next season. So, that being said, I think we'll be heading off in a second. Alex, I'm going to let you wrap this up because I believe we will be hopping over to my stream on the raid. If you all want to talk about future the community stuff, but that's up to you all, of course. Alex, I'm going to hop off now. Thank you, everyone, for stopping in for this thrilling match. And
thank you for joining.
We'll see you the next time.
It's been absolutely amazing having you.
Yep, the floor is yours. Thanks for the cast as well, and shout out to both teams for providing us a great perspective. So we'll see you next time.
See you.
Thank you all. See you in a bit.